What if the real superpower was already inside you? The Great Book of Melanin Research reveals 130 years of scientific studies conducted by governments around the world on you. This isn't fiction. It's real research on melanin uncovering its superconductive, photoconductive, cell-protective, and DNA shielding abilities. Yeah, they've known for over a century. Why don't you? Order now and get the exclusive Police Stop Law Package free. That's the Know Your Rights Manual, Constitutional Rights Card, Qualified Immunity Notice and Card, Police Stop Flashcards Volume 1 and 2, the Public Official Bonds Book. Learn how to hold them personally accountable. This is power in your hands, biological and legal. They studied you. Now you study them. Click the link. Get the truth. Get protected. The Great Book of Melanin Research. It's time you knew what they know.
What it do, party people? What's happening? What's happening on this crazy ass end of the week? This Saturn's Day. This crazy end of the week, Saturn's Day. It's been woo. God damn, boy. Caucasians is going crazy. God damn. Caucasians are going crazy this week. MAGA Caucasians mostly, and then the other side, they're going crazy the other direction. God damn, where the hell we going? But what's poppin'? Brian Rich, Melanated Brown, King Lemuel Productions. What's happening? Thank you for putting the links in, bro. Appreciate you. Who else? We got Christopher Perkins. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you being up in here. Summer Breeze. What's happening? What up, bro? L Wise. Sam Stone, what's cracking, brother? Chaz McFly, what's happening? What's that? Darren Marley, what's happening? True Knowledge, what it do? Broderick Enoch, what's happening? DJ Sherm, Shalon Mitchell, Dexter Robinson, what's happening, brother? SBD, the Truth Writer, what up? Let's see. Jesus. I like that. Danger Man Dubs. Troy Taylor. What up? Was that Trey Taylor? Troy Taylor? I think I got you. My eyes ain't that great, y'all. When I'm dehydrated, I told you. But Spread Well. What's happening? Johnny West. What up? This is DJ Oya. What's this? DJ Oya Maat. Maat. Mark Woods, Johnny West, I got you. Dwayne Hicks, Brian Gerard, Reginald Thomas, Maurice Moore. What up, people? Welcome up in here. What up, Niji? D-Dub, or what is that? Excuse me. B-Bub. What's B-Bub? What the hell is B-Bub? What's happening, B-Bub? Balance Higher Knowledge. What's cracking, y'all? So, Tristan Miller. What was that? Dro 631. What's happening, people? Last week was some bullshit. So I got, during the live stream, when I was about to show you guys part of the video, I was talking about I was doing a story on the science when I was in Science and the Weird. I was doing a story on how they said that it's impossible, or it's damn near impossible, for life to have evolved on the planet naturally, just organically. It had to be, they said it's some type of design or whatever. Or they're saying that just the randomness of it is so impossible that something else had to be going on. So I showed you guys the video. Or I was trying to show you guys the video from the movie Mars, Mission to Mars. And so it cut off. For some reason, the internet got cut off right at that moment. So then it lost a bunch of people who was in the live stream, because I guess they thought the live stream was over. So then it popped back up. So then I did show it. Then after the live stream, I got hit by Disney. God damn it. So Disney They some bitches, boy. So Disney hit me with the strike, and they said it was unviewable in certain areas, which I guess America is one of the territories that it wasn't viewable from. So they got me. So, but it is up on Rumble because I am simultaneously streaming on Rumble. So again, let me see if I can give you the link from last week's if you want to. What happened to my? Hold on, guys. What happened? Uh-oh. For some reason, I just lost my whole damn. What the hell? Whoa. Yo, I just lost my dock on my computer. Where did it go? What the? Yo, what the hell? Hold up. Something's going on. I can't even see my screen anymore, guys. Hold up. Damn. Hold on 1 second. All right, there we go. And here's the doc. All right. So hold on. Here we go. All right. This is the live stream link from last week. Actually, Monday. I did a live stream on Monday. So this is the link from the live stream on Monday. You can go watch. So I just put it in the chat, the link for the live stream from Monday. And then here's the link for today where I'm live streaming. So if you guys want that live stream, hold on a second. Where'd it go? There we go. Just making sure because YouTube be doing me dirty up in here. Last 2 weeks or 2 weeks, 2 of the last 3 weeks, they've ended my damn live or took down my live streams. So again, if you guys want to see them, you have to go to, got to go to Rumble. Here we go. Put it in. This is the other one. This is for today. So bam, you got the 2 links. I just put both links in the chat to where you can see them on, you can see it on Rumble right now, or if they cut me off or if they take it down, you can see it. So last week is up and we got pretty good on last week. I did a whole bunch of stuff, showed a whole lot of videos about the underground demonic, little demonic scene they have underground in Washington, D.C., the little, the satanic cults that they got where Trump is trying to go after the cults. Broke down a whole bunch of stuff, showed a whole lot of videos. It could have been DJ Vlad. He likes to strike a lot of people because I showed the DJ Vlad video last week too. But it was Disney. They did say Disney bitch asses. So let me show you how bitch ass Disney is. Disney is such a bitch asses with their copyright. There was a kid who died, right? And the parents, the kid loved Spider-Man, right? Marvel. So the parents wanted to put Spider-Man on the kid's tombstone. Just personal on the tombstone. Disney was like, nah. They some bitch asses. They was like, nah, little kid, like a little fuck, he was like 5 or 6. Spider-Man was his favorite goddamn character, superhero, and they wanted to put him on the tombstone. Disney was like, nah. So you see what they did to me. Disney with the bullshit and took my live stream down. But again, it's up on Rumble from last week. So go check it out because we did get into a lot of stuff, broke a lot of stuff. Not last week, just Monday. It's crazy. It seems like it was so much shit happened after that. It just seemed like it was last week. But again, if you ordered the Great Book of Melanin Research, the hard copy, boom, you get the whole police stop law package. So that's the way you support. Appreciate you guys for supporting. If you did, you should have got an email that your package went out earlier this morning. So appreciate you guys. Also, you get the t-shirt with that You get the t-shirt right there. Boom. The Rapstrology t-shirt, volume 1 or volume 2. Volume 1 has the Biggie and Tupac on it. Volume 2 has Lauryn Hill, and Left Eye has the and MC Light. People be sleeping on MC Light. She was one of the dopest MCs back in the day. If y'all don't know about MC Light, I can't help you. Just go Google or YouTube MC Light. Cha cha cha. You can cha 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 to this Mardi Gras. Break it down, MC Light. But working on the third one, just figuring out who's going on the third one right now. Cool G Rap is definitely going on the third one. I am taking suggestions. Good suggestions. Let me say this again. Don't you put no goddamn Pimp C in there. I don't want to hear no Pimp C suggest. Hey, brother, I ain't got nothing against Pimp C personally. Just that ain't my type of music. If y'all like Pimp C down in H-Town, hey, I'm with you. Pimp C all day. However, I'm Cali. Don't do that. I don't do Pimp C around here. But it's all good though. Lil Wayne, did he say Lil Wayne? Now, Lil Wayne is one of the dopest rappers. I mean, I'll give you that. Lil Wayne, lyrically, punchline king, one of the punchline goats. He's definitely one of the punchline goats. I'll give you that. But I don't know, man. I don't know about putting him on the sheesh. That's a game time decision. I got to think about that one. But you get volume 1 or volume 2. You don't get both t-shirts. Plus you get all the rest of this, the police stop or the flash card. I mean, the constitutional rights card, qualified immunity card, and notice. And then also you get the press pass with that. So you get all this, or when you order the Great Book of Melanin Research, the hard copy. Boom. This is the way you support realnagas.com. That's the way you hook it up. Appreciate you guys all for supporting. So also make sure you go to patreon.com/realnagas and sign up to the Patreon levels, to the status classes. At the highest level of the status class, I will give you the paperwork for free when you can explain it. If you can explain it, I'll give it to you for free. If not, you can still buy it. You can still get it. You just got to purchase it. But if you can explain it to me, then I'll give it to you for free. All right. So again, can't give a bazooka to a baby. That's the whole point. So this paperwork is very important. No one's ever done this before. Trust me. I've been around a whole bunch of organizations. No one's ever taken to the organization or the corporation like this. So if you want to learn how to have 1 foot in the system, 1 foot out of the system, that's what I teach. Contracting with the corporation on your own terms, taking yourself out of their obligation, out of their jurisdiction. All right. And that's what you want to do. But you can still contract with them in your terms, on your terms, and then take advantage that way. So that's what I teach. Patreon.com/realnagas. Sign up and get hooked up. Again, the status classes are already posted. So they're close to 27, 30 classes up there. They're posted. You can watch them at your leisure, on your own time. Background noise, but you should watch them because there's a lot of stuff on screen that I'm teaching. So just don't use it as ear hustling in the background and think you're going to learn something. You got to sit down, find some time to watch those videos because I'm breaking off some pretty intricate information. So if you can do that, hit me up and let's see if you can get out of this damn corporation and get your status back. All right, everybody. Been a crazy goddamn week. I was on vacation when I heard, oh, snap. Charlie Kirk got, I was like, what? I'm on vacation. What the hell, goddammit? I want to hear this shit right now. I'm on vacation. Chilling. Shout out to Catalina. If you've never been to Catalina Island, I suggest you go. Goddammit, it's off the chain. Catalina is off the chain. And it's crazy because every single day you're there, like it's funny. Catalina don't got no black people. Let me say this real quick. So a little side tour. So I was in Catalina, and Catalina don't have no black people. None. Like, like it's like a fingernail, a hangnail of black people that are in Catalina. However, every day there's black people. There's black people all throughout Catalina. Why? Because Carnival tours, the Carnival cruise stops at Catalina every goddamn day with a whole new set of niggas. And it's hilarious. Every time And so you get off, you see all these different. I was like, wait a minute, where these damn black people come from? All these niggas come from? You seeing straight hood niggas up in there, but you know some cool niggas too. But a lot of cool brothers. But I'm like, what? I'm like, I came to get away from you niggas. No, no, I'm just kidding. But Catalina's off the chain. If you can make it, it's off the chain. I suggest you get there. I will say this. Let me say this about Catalina. And if you live in Catalina, if you listening, goddamn, what is wrong with y'all seasoning the food? Huh? Why can't you season food? Goddamn. I mean, that food tastes better in London. Apparently, I heard food in London got no taste, no seasoning whatsoever. But apparently, people who cook in Catalina are from London, because goddamn, they'll give you they got good fish and everything. You get that shit, and that shit is bland as shit. Like, like nigga, y'all got some salt and some barbecue sauce and some ketchup and some. Just bring out whatever you got. bring out and all the goddamn shit you got in there that you didn't put on this food. There's no seasoning on the food in Catalina, and this is multiple restaurants. This is not just one restaurant. This is multiple restaurants. None of them motherfuckers believe in seasoning food. So I will say that there's a few restaurants who do. They're pretty good. Blue Water Grill, off the chain. That's a franchise. That's why it's got good food. But other than that, Catalina is dope. But while I was in Catalina, like I said, I got hit on the Charlie Kirk got shot and killed. I'm like, what? I'm like, oh snap. And that's when I knew Caucasian world was never gonna be the same. Man, I was like, oh shit, they about to go crazy. They about to lose they goddamn mind, because this was Mr. White Jesus, the new white America. He was the new white face of America. He was gonna bring white men back from the slums. You know, they think there's a big push to put down Caucasian people right now, to take down the masculine white man, or the the heterosexual straight white man. They think, and they're not wrong, but it's really just masculine men, period, or men, period. Heterosexual straight men, period. So yeah, Caucasian men are getting hit by that because you guys are at the forefront of society, but it's melanated, or it's just melanated men too, Hispanic men, all masculine men are getting put to the back. So Charlie Kirk, he was seen as their new dude, their new guy. This is him. Unapologetic, talking shit, going around, prove me wrong. Well, fucking prove me wrong, motherfucker, prove me wrong. But he didn't curse, he was a Christian. So he didn't curse really. But going to the colleges and really, and so this is the thing that he was doing on, from my perspective. So Ben Shapiro kind of started the college thing, going to colleges and the man on the street and the colleges thing. So Ben Shapiro kind of started that. That's how he got big. Then I guess he was kind of watching Ben Shapiro back then. A lot of people started doing that. So they tried to take up the mantle of going to colleges and doing this type of stuff. So Charlie Kirk was a teenager back in the day when this was happening. And his mentor, or who he listened to all the time, or who his parents listened to all the time, was Rush Limbaugh. So if y'all know who Rush Limbaugh, everybody know Rush Limbaugh was a bitch. Everybody know Rush Limbaugh was a punk ass bitch, straight up. Everybody know that. So Charlie Kirk was listening to Rush Limbaugh, getting his politics from Rush, right? So never went to college, straight out of high school into politics. So he never had a real job, meaning a real job with real people that are not in politics. People who are in politics ain't real people. That ain't real people. Real people, somebody work at Walgreens or Walmart or Ralph's, or what y'all call Kroger's on the East Coast. Work in the mall. Work at the mechanic shop. These are real people. So unless he was messing around with any of those type of people, now maybe he met some of those people along the way, But you got to work with them. You got to be around them all day to really know what they like before you can get an opinion on them. And so let me know that he never hung around no black folks. So all you can see in his rhetoric that he never hung around no real melanated people, because all his a lot of his not all of it, but a lot of his rhetoric was about a lot of it. You can go back and learn about melanated people not being smart enough, or how Caucasian people were smarter than melanated people in society, and they were being pushed back for dumber black people to take positions. Now, he may have some nuance to his shit, but he said this quite a few times. Now, people were calling him racist because of that shit. A lot of other things he said could be taken as racist. Again, I'm in the middle. Like a lot of stuff, you can say a whole lot of stuff, but that doesn't mean it's true. So he says stuff. Now, what would really kind of got him out on the outs with melanated people was he started talking shit about George Floyd and how George Floyd didn't die. This is a lot of these MAGA people who I call FAGA, but they always talking about how George Floyd didn't die of a knee to his neck for 10 minutes. No, he died because he was pumped up with drugs. He had an overdose. And then they keep going back to he was a degenerate. He was an asshole. He was this, he was that. What the hell has that got to do? First off, he was none of that day. You had no idea he was any of that till you go back and try to look up his history. So he was none of that day. And even if he was, that doesn't say police officers have the right to kill him. Right? So Charlie Kirk was a dude who was made a lot by, he had a little inner circle that he dealt with, a little hub, and he rarely was outside of that hub because Candace Owens, she just did a video because saying that they were friends. So, and saying that he wasn't racist, but the fact that his first introduction into any black culture was Candace Owens. Now, should anybody be listening to Candace Owens for black culture? Is Candace Owens gonna really teach you about blackness? Huh? I mean, come on. So that's who he was learning his blackness from, was Candace Owens, and then introduced him to Kanye West. But all these motherfuckers keep talking about George Floyd died of a goddamn overdose. It's easy to prove. Just let me stand on your neck for 10 minutes. And if you live, we good. Other than that, shut the fuck up. The coroner's report, the toxicology, I don't give a fuck if he had drugs in the system. You keep acting like he was going to walk down the street and just croak. And nothing else happened that day. He would just been walking down the street, getting ready to cross the street on a green light, and just fell dead in the street. That wouldn't have happened. So, and then they also don't tell you that the police officers didn't obtain reasonable suspicion. They didn't have necessarily reasonable suspicion when they walked up and grabbed him. The initial detainment was unlawful. The way they did it, the way they detained him was unlawful initially. So that's why everything after that was unlawful. If the initial detainment is unlawful, then everything after that is unlawful too. It's called fruit of the poisonous tree, or the exclusionary rule. Get out there and learn some law, you damn coon Cajun niggas who are crying over Charlie Kirk. There's a bunch of coon Cajuns out here crying. I mean, melanated Caucasians out here crying their asses off. Officer Tatum, was it the black conservative perspective nigga? Whole lot of other motherfuckers. They crying their asses off over a motherfucker who believed white people was better than black folks. He said this a million times. Now, if you thought like him, he might have been your friend. He might have been your friend. If you was on the same line as him and you thought white people were the Jesus Christ of the world, yeah, he'd be your friend then for sure. Now, what if you was coming with some, hey, you white motherfuckers is full of shit? Would he be your friend? Would he talk to you? No, he would actually. I'm gonna say he would. He was a dude who would talk to you. See, I'm not on the fuck Charlie Kirk, or he was I'm in the middle. I'm the umpire. I call balls and strikes. So he was a person who would spark conversation. So all you had to do was just have a better argument than him. So a lot of people are mad because of the shit that he used to say. Well, say better shit. That's how you get somebody talking shit. talk better shit. In the hood, we know about that. Call bagging or the dozens or joning or whatever. Somebody talking shit to you, talk better shit. But somehow it became, you talk shit to me, I'm gonna kill you. Now, if you let somebody beat you, move you to physical violence from an argument, then you've been mentally beaten. You've been mentally beaten. And then don't attack them, then they whoop your ass with the hands, then you really got your ass whooped. Like, nigga, they beat you mentally and then you got your ass whooped? Oh, goddamn. You can't say shit then. If a nigga whoop you, if a nigga got them hands and they got the brain, oh, nigga, that's fucked up. So, again, it should be win with your arguments. Move society with the arguments. Not the physical violence, not fear. Because now, so let's talk about this. When he got taken out and said it looked like it was a professional hit, turns out it was a 22-year-old cat. I ain't gonna give his name because I don't like to pump cats up, but a 22-year-old ex-student of the college. And and when they say they found a gun that had anti-fascist rhetoric on it, and on his bullets he had etched in there anti-fascist rhetoric plus transformer in rhetoric, right? So but his family are Republicans. So this is a lot of weird shit going on. His family is full-fledged Republicans, MAGA supporters. He even for Halloween, he even wore a Trump costume. But he's pro-transformer all of a sudden. He's Antifa pro. Where'd this come from? All of a sudden, this whole family indoctrinated into the MAGA side of the game, but his rifle got anti-fascist shit on it. Then the bullets got engraved. One said "catch fascist," one of the bullets. So again, they're using this fascist bullshit. What is fascist? Fascist is just someone who supports an authoritarian government, right? That's a fascist government, just an authoritarian government. Someone who puts the smash down on you. They're the ruler. The government is the ruler. That's a fascist government, right? So a fascist is someone who supports that. So, or a fascist supporter. Now, people who support Israel, because Israel can be greatly argued is a fascist government. All they do is put the smash down on Palestinians every day. They don't allow them to do shit. They take them, take them out at will, mowing the lawn shit. So Israel, in most people's eyes in the world, is a fascist government. So if you support them, then you could be considered a fascist in that realm. If you support somebody doing evil shit, then you're going to be thrown in with that. So that's why a lot of people would call Charlie Kirk a fascist, because he was supporter of Khazaria and all the fuckery that Khazaria was doing. So this kid, though, the kid who shot him, doesn't seem like he had any type of background like that. Just all of a sudden, he just popped up and just was a supporter of the Transformer movement and all the rest of that, right? So something seems fishy. Something seems a little fishy. So again, the shot that was taken, they said that it wasn't a professional shot because it was only 200 yards away. But to take somebody out in the neck from that distance on one shot, you got to be exceptional. I mean, 200 yards away is not a long shot, but in the neck from that distance, yes, it is. It definitely is. So again, the speculation starts coming out. Who really did it? Was it really him? Was it really him? And did the shot come from that angle up? So all the shit started coming out, right? So they said, first of all, they said his dad turned him in. They said he confessed to his dad, and then his dad turned him in. His dad and the pastor turned him in, or convinced the kid to turn himself in. And the dad is associated with some type of law enforcement or something. Like, I don't think he is. He is law enforcement, but he's associated with it somehow or whatever. So, again, this to me sounds like a giant psyop coming from the Khazarians. And why would it come from the Khazarians? Everybody's like, well, he supported the Khazarians. Why would it come from the Khazarians if he supported the Khazarians? Well, hold on. He did support the Khazarians. Hold on one second. So initially, he did support the Khazarians. Matter of fact, that's how his Turning Point USA got huge. A bunch of Zionist money flew into his organization from the jump because he supported Trump. You know, we know that allegedly the Khazarians helped Trump get elected on the first round. I did that story about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. What was it? What's the name of that book? The conspiracy something, the conspirators spy or something like that. Transcendental. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for the cash app. Everybody else hit the cash app. Appreciate you. Real Nagas, the number 9. Appreciate you guys. Also, make sure you go to realnagas.com or rapstrology.com and get hook you up with a t-shirt. Bam. Hook you with one of the Rapstrology t-shirts right there, volume 1 or volume 2. Also have hundreds of different other designs in there. You got the FAFO t-shirts, at the Boondocks FAFO t-shirts. People are liking those. So just make sure you support. Hook it up, realnagas.com. Appreciate you. So so people, again, he was a supporter of the Khazarians at first. Then he had his Turning Point. He was pumped up all by that. Now Turning Point USA makes $80 million a year. He went from a nobody traveling around as a bum ass intern during Trump's first administration to now being worth something like $50 million. But I think Turning Point is worth than $100 million. They make $80 million a year. How the hell you start making $80 million a year? A lot of that was Zionist money flowing into the shit, right? So then when the information or the genocide rhetoric, or it's not rhetoric, but it's the information started getting out about the genocide, and he wants to go, oh, it's rhetoric, it's bullshit, it's not this and this and that, right? As it starts to become more and more prevalent, what Khazaria is doing over there to the Palestinians, he can't deny it no more, right? So he has at that Turning Point event he had a couple months ago, he had Dave Smith, who's a Khazarian, but he's anti-Israel, anti-Khazaria. So he speaks against him, and he's real articulate, has a lot of his information down, kills everybody in debates on the shit. So he had a debate with a guy on there, and Dave Smith killed that dude, breaking down, yes, there is a genocide, boom. So it made Israel look bad. Then the speaker, one of the main speakers that night was Tucker Carlson, breaking down how he's America first and it looks like we're Israel first. I mean, he shitted on Israel basically the whole night, right? So then reports came out that he got the call to shut his ass up. So there's a report. I want to show you guys this report on why the Khazarians are pretty much behind this. Watch, let me share the screen. Now, allegedly, we got to say allegedly. Here it goes. Check this out. Oops, hold on. All right. So this is on Jimmy Dore if you guys want to check this video out. This came out this morning. Check this out.
The internet rumors that somehow Israel is behind the Charlie KIRK murder. And, I don't believe it for 1 second, but I want you to, make a statement. It's so absurd.
That's insane. That's insane. Israel also changes the orbit of the moon. Israel pushes the sun. I mean, the whole thing is, it's not only insane, I think it's so absurd, so stupid and so ridiculous. You can't believe that people are saying that. They just found the perpetrator.
I am your guest host, Missy Winston. Apologies for not being Jimmy Dore.
Did that sound like he didn't? That sounds like when you get the line, boy, if you just didn't do it, you just come out. No, Israel didn't do that. But Israel moved the sun. Israel moves this. Why you saying a whole lot of extra shit? Just say no. Hell no. Israel wouldn't do this. That's absurd. Who would ever think something like that? But no, Israel moves this. Israel's always blamed for this. Israel's always that. Well, you're doing a little bit too much protesting there, bruh. Come on, bruh. So that to me. Wait, what'd you say about it? He said he had 30 million college age members at Turning Point. Yep, that'll get you 80 million. Yep, all right, for sure. He had too big of a following and wasn't marching to the to the small to the small head flute. Okay, well, we're gonna see right here. They went. Excuse me. He says they went too hard for a supposed lie. Yep. Says he think everyone is stupid. Yep. He think all Americans are stupid. That Netanyahu bitch thinks Americans are stupid, and he not off. He not wrong. I would say 85 to 90% of Americans are dumb as shit. So he's right. So check this out.
We are going to move on now to talk about an article that just came out in the Gray Zone by Max Blumenthal and Anya Parampil, who are fantastic. And this is that Charlie Kirk refused Netanyahu funding offer and was frightened by pro-Israel forces before death, friend reveals. Now, you can think whatever you.
Oh, let me slow it down because she talks fast and I have it actually on fast. So let me slow it down for some people. All right.
You want to think about whether or not Israel's responsible for this or they're not. But I do think that what is very telling about what's happening right now is that they have very clearly lost control over the narrative and over their image. And immediately people are willing to question them on this. And I think that that's at least something good is that now.
You're right, 9 times out of 10, probably 10 times out of 10.
Right.
Israel.
Did Israel do it? Probably yes. Yeah.
They just shown there's literally no rule that they obey.
No,
I mean, like,
yeah.
Oh, is North Korea a rogue nation?
Yeah,
really?
Yeah, they're really out of control. So a Trump insider and longtime friend of Charlie Kirk tells the Gray Zone how the assassinated conservative leader's turning point on Israel influence provoked a private backlash from Netanyahu's allies that left him angry and afraid. The source said anxiety spread within the Trump administration after an apparent Israeli spying operation was uncovered. Charlie Kirk rejected an offer earlier this year from Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to arrange a massive new infusion of Zionist money into his Turning Point USA organization, America's largest conservative youth association, according to a longtime friend of the slain commentator speaking on the condition of anonymity. The source told the Gray Zone.
So listen, look, Charlie Kirk rejected an offer earlier this year from Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu to arrange a massive new infusion of Zionist money into Turning Point, America's largest conservative organization. The source told the Gray Zone that the late pro-Trump influencer believed Netanyahu was trying to cow him into silence as he began to publicly question Israel's overwhelming influence in Washington and demand more space to criticize it. Uh-oh, don't you start questioning the devil, boy. What you doing, boy? You questioning the devil? Boy, you call yourself a Christian and was in bed with the devil the whole time. We're Christians, we believe in Jesus. Nah, nigga, you are getting a hand job from the devil. Nigga in the bed, nigga. We don't want to hear that shit. You in bed with the devil the whole time. So check this out.
That the late pro-Trump influencer believed Netanyahu was trying to cow him to criticize a quote-unquote bully. The source said, that's saying it lightly.
In the weeks leading up to the September 10th assassination, Kirk had come to loathe, that means hate, loathe the Israeli leader regarding him as a bully, sources said. Now, where this is coming from, the Gray Zone, this dude, Max Blumenthal, he's huge as far as talking about the Khazarians, because he is one. The Gray Zone is him and another dude named Aaron Mate. They both Khazarians. And they're anti-Israel, anti-Zion, not anti-Israel, but anti-Zionist Khazarians. And so he got famous because he went after Obama got elected. Max Blumenthal went to Israel and started just filming people around, asking them what they felt about Obama. And he started getting people on camera who was racist as fuck, saying, nigger, fuck that nigger, oh, saying Obama, nigger. They was, I mean, nigger. I mean, all of them Israelis was throwing out nigger like it was a goddamn football, like they was playing hacky sack with the shit. Nigger. I racist. One nigga say, I racist America. I say, I racist. I nigger. I say nigger. Like, wait a minute, motherfucker, you. So they didn't like Obama, apparently. And so he got that on tape and he showed it here and it went viral. And then it had to be taken off YouTube because, you know, it was putting the Khazarians in a bad light. So they had to take it down, but he got famous from it. And that's how the gray zone got big. So he reports on some real shit. Like he gets information, he really in there because he's in there. He will find the Khazarians to break off the real information. That's who Max Blumenthal is. So when he says he got this information about Charlie Kirk, you can tell, you know, he got some inside information on this shit. So again, Kirk was disgusted by what he witnessed inside the Trump administration, where Netanyahu sought to personally dictate the president's personal decisions and weaponize Israeli assets like billionaire donor Miriam Adelson to keep the White House firmly under its thumb.
Kirk was disgusted by what he witnessed inside the Trump administration, where Netanyahu sought to President Donald Trump and his inner circle. Kirk strongly warned Trump last June against bombing Iran's friend, who also enjoyed access to President to keep the White House firmly under its thumb. According to Kirk's friend, who also enjoyed access to President Donald Trump and his inner circle, Kirk strongly warned Trump last June against bombing Iran on Israel's behalf. Quote, Charlie was the only person who did that. They said, recalling how Trump barked at him in response and angrily shut down the conversation.
So he told Trump not to bomb Iran. He's like, nah, nigga, don't do that. Don't do that, cuz. Don't do that. Now, remember, he is the biggest biggest influencer of conservative minds pretty much in the world. Turning Point is probably the biggest conservative organization in the world at this point. And he's in control of it. It's all his. And then, you know, Khazaria wants to take out Iran and all the rest of them over there, but especially Iran. And then he goes and tells Trump, which him and Trump is like this, don't do it. But he did it anyway because they got Trump's balls in the piranha tank, like we told you. they dipping the motherfuckers every hour just on top of the surface. Do it. Hey, Mr. Trump, don't you do it, Mr. Trump. We have you, Mr. Trump. Oh, hey, Mr. Trump. So well, as long as they got this nigga's balls hanging over the piranha tank, Trump got to do whatever they say, no matter what Charlie Kirk came and told him. But they started to see there was about to be some opposition to their movement with Charlie Kirk. He's supposed to be their biggest one. Yo, Leah, appreciate you. Happy Saturday back to you. Thank you for the Cash App. Appreciate everybody who hit the Cash App. So they started to see the tides turning. They thought they had the biggest influencer of young minds because that's what they need. And young people are turning against New Khazaria right now. Everybody, first of all, everyone in the world is turning against them, but young people especially are turning against them. Young people especially are turning against them. So they was like, oh shit, we're losing it. We're losing it. And when Khazaria starts to lose some shit, they go to the old playbook. Take motherfuckers out the game. That's their old playbook. But that's not going to work this time because we're in a new age. We're in the new air age. And the times that they used to do that, where that shit they could do it and to stay hidden and covered up for that shit comes to light. Anything you do now after the conjunction of 2020, anything you do comes to light immediately. So relatively immediately.
The source believes the incident confirmed in Kirk's mind that the president of the United States had fallen under control of a malign foreign power and was leading his own country into a series of disastrous conflicts. By the following month, Kirk had become the target of a sustained private campaign of intimidation and free-floating fury by wealthy and powerful allies of Netanyahu, figures he described in an interview as Jewish leaders and stakeholders. He was afraid of them, the source emphasized. Kirk was 18 years old when he launched TPUSA in 2012. From its inception, his career was propelled by Zionist donors who showered his young organization with money through neoconservative outfits, like the David Horowitz Freedom Center. He repaid his wealthy backers over the years by unleashing a relentless fire hose of anti-Palestinian and Islamophobic diatribes, accepting propaganda trips to Israel, and sternly shutting down nationalist forces challenging his support for Israel during TPUSA events. In the Trump era, shutting down nationalist forces challenging his support for Israel.
So, see, basically, he was a Zionist shill from 18 on. They got him early. This is what the Khazarians do. They see who's going to come early. Boom. They jump on you early. Get you indoctrinated. Get you chipped up. Put you out there in the forefront. You know, they own all the media, especially Fox News. This nigga was on Fox News constantly on Fox in the last 10 years. So again, they the biggest Khazarian ball gargling goddamn organization of all time is Fox News. So you see what was going. He was supposed to be the Khazarians' man. He was supposed to be their guy. And check this out.
During TPUSA events. In the Trump era, few American Gentiles had proved more valuable to the self-proclaimed Jewish state than Charlie Kirk, but as Israel's genocidal assault on the besieged Gaza Strip drove an unprecedented backlash within grassroots right-wing circles, where only 24% of younger Republicans now sympathize with Israel over the Palestinians.
So she, like I said, she's talking fast, but Israel's genocide has brought a backlash in the Zoomers, the conservative Generation Z. And only 24% of conservative Generation Z is pro Khazarian. They're like, oh shit, this is not good. That's not good. That means 76% of the conservatives. 24% are only 24% are for them. So that means 76% are against the Khazarians. They can't have that. 76% of the new people who are going to be politicians and the new generation into America is anti-Khazar. No. We can't do that.
Circles, where only 24% of younger Republicans now sympathize with Israel over the Palestinians. Kirk began to shift. At times, he towed the Israeli line, spreading disinformation about babies beheaded by Hamas on October 7th and denying the famine imposed on the population of Gaza. Yet he simultaneously ceded to his base, wondering aloud if Jeffrey Epstein was an Israeli intelligence asset, questioning whether the Israeli government allowed the October 7th attacks.
So he even, when the base and his base in Turning Point started to say, oh, wait a minute, maybe the Epstein thing is about Khazaria. He was like, maybe you're right. Don't do that, Charlie. No, Charlie, don't do it, Charlie. You can't say maybe. Nah, brother. That was another slip. You guys ever see what is it? Indiana Jones? No. What is it? Temple of Doom, or is it the last one? What was the last Indiana Jones, where him and Sean Connery? It was him and Sean Connery, and they had to go find the Holy Grail, and they had the book. They had like this book where they had the map on how to get around the temple and past all of the booby traps in the temple, and so it was written in Latin. So only Sean Connery really knew the Latin, and Indiana Jones didn't know it that well. So he was reading it and he tried to step where he thought it would say, and then boom, the ground would fall through. And then he was like, oh shit. And then he had to jump back. And so that part of the ground is gone. You can't step on that no more. So then he would read something else and then try to step somewhere else. Boom, that part of the ground is gone. So everywhere he stepped in the wrong place, that ground was gone forever. And it was like, so this was Charlie Kirk. This nigga was misstepping and losing ground. The Khazarian ground was falling from under him. Every step that he was like questioning the Khazarians, the ground was being pulled from him. The Last Crusade. Thank you, Amir. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade. Thank you. So what you say? To purposely bring out the crazy views on tribulation, greater Israel act like they're putting the foot on the pedal to their end goal of the world versus Israel. Well, they are putting the foot to the metal because they're losing the world, which they've had for hundreds of years. The world is turned against them. 95% of the world is against Khazaria right now. So they have to do now when you put somebody, you back somebody into a corner, you back them into a corner, that's when they'll do anything. So let's keep watching.
to proceed in order to advance long-term political goals and parroting narratives familiar to his most vociferous critic on the right, streamer Nick Fuentes. So here is Charlie Kirk questioning October 7th, and this is something I also questioned the day that it happened for reasons that Charlie explains here. Israel is a fortress. Oh, come on now. Where is
Now check this out. This is him questioning October 7th. Every step he making, now just like I said, like Indiana Jones in the Last Crusade, every step he making on this end right here against the Khazarians, the floor is falling from under him.
Is it? Where is it? Oh, I lost it. Hold, please. Hold, please.
When I first heard this story, I still had the same gut instinct that I did initially. I find this very hard to believe. I've been to that Gaza border. You cannot go 10 feet without running into a 19-year-old with an AR-15 or an automatic machine gun that's an IDF soldier, right? The whole country is surveilled. And so let me just kind of go through this. We don't talk about Israeli politics very often, and most Americans don't know this. The last 9 months, Israel was on the brink of civil war. It's not an exaggeration. This judicial stuff, there were hundreds of thousands of Israelis taking to the streets because Bibi Netanyahu was basically redefining the Israeli constitution. That's not an exaggeration, right? He said the judicial branch has too much power. There were protests planned this week against Netanyahu, where they anticipated tens of thousands of people to take to the streets. That's all gone, Patrick. Netanyahu now has an emergency government and a mandate to lead. I'm not willing to go so far that saying that Netanyahu knew or there was intelligence here, but I think some questions need to be asked. Was there a stand down order? Was there a stand down order? 6 hours? I don't believe it.
Was.
Israel's the size of New Jersey. When I took a helicopter ride from Jerusalem to the Gaza border, it's 45 minutes. Wow. 6 hours. They're live streaming the killing of Jews. Did somebody in the government say stand down? That is a legitimate non-conspiracy question. The whole country is the IDF. The whole country is. Yeah. And you're trying to tell me that they're going to concerts and kibbutzes and schools and by report.
Yes. And that.
So, don't do it, Charlie Kirk. Don't do it, brother. Oh man, he put the question down on, was October 7th real? Did they do it on purpose? God damn. God damn. Well, you said, hold on, what'd you say? I watched some of Charlie's last videos. He was 31 years old and still learning and growing. You're right. Pay attention to his bodyguards immediately before the shots. They know who did it. Yeah, there was some short. Yeah, there was some like doing that type of stuff like that. But there were some hand signals that you can see that the bodyguards was doing. But they could have been just communicating to themselves though. No one knows if that was for the shooter because people like that, bodyguards use hand signals for themselves. So I used to do bodyguard, and so I know that. When there's too many people in there, you can't yell and talk over the crowd. You have to have some type of signal for the other bodyguards to know what's going on. So I'm just saying it could have been military signals, but I'm just saying as a bodyguard, a former, I used to do this, and bodyguard at parties and stuff like that, and personal bodyguard, you do have hand signals between you, just in case, so you don't go verbal and first of all, and tell somebody else what's getting ready to go down. If somebody else is trying to target the person you're guarding, you don't want them to hear what's going on. So you have hand signals, you have shit like that going on. So it could have been that, or it could have been they was telling them what was popping, or they were telling the shooter to go. Could have been either or. I'm just saying there are hand signals for that. Here we go. Hold on.
That is a very valid question. Was it allowed to happen?
Well, of course, now, of course, it was allowed to happen on purpose. We know what happens when things get tough for Netanyahu. He'll kill anybody.
Mm-hmm.
He'll kill.
Let me skip to the rest of it.
So
on him.
You just asset and openly put assault on the besieged stalwarts Tucker Carlson and Megyn Kelly to the anti-Zionist Jewish comedian Dave Smith. There provided a football effect. You just start to question everything. So this July at his TPUSA Student Action Summit, Kirk provided a forum for the right-wing grassroots to vent its fury about Israel's political hammerlock on the Trump administration. There, speakers from former Fox News stalwarts Tucker Carlson and Megyn Kelly to the anti-Zionist Jewish comedian Dave Smith denounced Israel's blood-soaked assault on the besieged Gaza Strip, branded Jeffrey Epstein as an Israeli intelligence asset, and openly taunted Zionist billionaires like Bill Ackman Ackman for, quote, getting away with scams despite having no actual skills. So here's Tucker talking about that very thing.
For it. The unfairness of it drives you crazy. And it's particularly galling in the case of Jeffrey Epstein and the whole constellation of people around Jeffrey Epstein, all of whom seem to be getting away with scams. And how do you know they're getting away with scams? I'll tell you how, because they're useless and they're rich. So how do you come to a place where some of the least impressive, most useless people who have no actual skills become billionaires? How's that legitimate? And by the way, if you ask this question, at least in Washington, it's like, oh, yeah, it sounds like you're a socialist. Sounds like socialism. Yeah, okay, I'm a socialist now. All right. I was a Qatari agent or a bigot. Now I'm a socialist. All right. Leaving aside my committed socialism, can you answer the question? How did Bill Ackman get $9 billion? Bill Ackman, a pretty impressive guy? I know Bill Ackman. No.
Jacking up the price on drugs. That's how.
Well-connected and super aggressive. That's it.
Morton Shkreli stuff.
I think, well-connected, super aggressive people deserve a fair living like everybody else. But if you're accruing $9 million just because you're willing to do anything, I don't know why we have to pretend that's good.
Yeah. So
well, Israel does anything, and they're good, so that's why.
Yeah, they're.
Would you do anything to survive if you were Israel? Even kill a bunch of kids?
So you see, Tucker is on stage talking madness about the Khazarians. They like, bitch, the fuck is wrong with you, nigga? I get this Havla Gila choke on you, bitch. Like, motherfucker, Havla Gila choke this bitch. Then Netanyahu tried to come, was like, oh, he tried to come the good way. They come the smooth way, or you can have it the hard way. The smooth way was like, look here, bruh. We can throw some money in the Turning Point, turn you to the biggest organization, not just the biggest Republican organization. We can turn you to the biggest organization in the world. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Playing with all this giant, with all this juice, signing this money back, boy, you'll be off the chain. And Charlie was like, nah, homie. Like, nah. Now there's reports about him being scared of turning on the Khazarians. Watch this.
And kill Charlie Kirk with a fake thing and make it
let me skip to that part.
But quote unquote frightened friend recall. Yeah. To his longtime text message of mine. I think they were right. Yeah, it's all very
I've never seen them report anything where I was like, oh, they were way off on that one.
Right? No, there was something with serious.
So look, it says following the confab, Kirk was bombarded with infuriated text messages and phone calls from Netanyahu's wealthy allies in the U.S., including many who had funded TPUSA. According to his longtime friend, the Zionist donors treated Kirk with outright contempt. Oh, damn. Essentially ordering him to fall back and like, get your bitch back in line, fool. The fuck is wrong with you? He was being told that you're not allowed to, he's being told what you're not allowed to do, and it was driving him crazy. Kirk's friend recalled the conservative youth leader was not only alienated by the hostile nature of the interactions, but frightened by the backlash.
Confab, Kirk was bombarded with infuriated called the Kirk, quote, I think in the end, Charlie was going through a spiritual transformation. Candace Owens, a conservative wing, quote unquote, frightened by the backlash.
Check this out. Then the friends account dovetails with those of multiple right-wing commentators with access to Kirk. I think in the end, Charlie was going through a spiritual transformation. Candace Owens, a conservative influence. So they were like best friends. Candace Owens and Charlie Kirk. They was like best friends. They did the road together. They came up together as nobodies into somebody's together. Candace Owens, influencer who shifted decisively against Israel after October 7th. I know it. He was going through a lot. There was a lot of pressure, and it's hard for me to watch the people who were pressuring him just say things that they're saying. Now watch this. Conceptual Elixirs, appreciate you, brother. Thank you for the cash out, man.
Get it. The friend's account dovetails with those of multiple right-wing commentators with access to Kirk. Quote, I think against Israel, there was a lying. She continued, they wanted him to lose everything for changing or even slightly modifying an opinion. It's very hurtful to me. Kirk appeared visibly outraged during an August 6th interview with conservative host Megyn Kelly as he discussed the menacing messages he was receiving from pro-Israel bigwigs. Quote, it's all of a sudden, oh, Charlie, he's no longer with us. Wait a second. What does with us mean exactly? I'm an American, okay? I represent this country. He explained before addressing the powerful Zionist interests.
They killed him. They killed him. It's just.
So, and then it says, the more that you guys privately and publicly call for our character into question, which is not isolated, it would be one thing if it were just one text or two texts. It's dozens of texts. Then we start to say, whoa, hold the boat, Kirk continued. To be fair, some really good Jewish friends say that's not all of us, but these are, excuse me, these are leaders here. These are stakeholders. He was using that damn term.
Yeah.
Mafia, obvious mafia stuff the second you hear it.
Well, and it's very, which you think that not
Hold on, let me get to the other part too.
No.
Let me finish up.
I know I've been a couple Crane.
Israel, just a question. It's never just. Also ask the question, is the media
So check this out. A friend said to me, interestingly, Charlie, okay, we've pushed back against the media on COVID and lockdowns on Ukraine on the border. Kirk told Shapiro on September 9th, maybe we should also ask the question, is the media totally presenting the truth when it comes to Israel? Just a question. This is, man, Charlie Kirk, stupid.
totally presenting the truth when it comes to Israel? Just a question. It's never just a question. So here is Charlie Kirk speaking with Ben Shapiro.
We've pushed back against the media on COVID, on lockdowns, on Ukraine, on the border. On it's like maybe we should also ask a question: is the media totally presenting the truth when it comes to Israel? Just a question. You know, that maybe we shouldn't believe everything the media says, because I know I've been conditioned to ask a lot more critical questions over the last couple of years. So Ben, some people would accuse Israel of wanting to ethnically cleanse. Some people in the Israeli government are saying, again, it's all over the place, right? You have opinions all over. In your opinion, what would a good outcome 5 years from now be? And how does one respond to the claims of ethnic cleansing?
Uh-oh.
Can't
I
ask
feel
those
bad for that
questions.
guy, man. He was, because I was very hard on him when he goes, I'm just going to.
You're not supposed to ask that question to Ben Shapiro, which most people believe Ben Shapiro is Mossad. He's a Mossad agent or asset at the very least. But you told that to Ben Shapiro. But then there's another one in there that says, according to Kirk's, hold on, check this out. According to Kirk's longtime friend, Kirk's resentment of Netanyahu and the Israel lobby was spreading within Trump's inner circle. Listen to this. In fact, they said the president himself was terrified of Netanyahu's wrath. Holy shit, here it comes. And feared the consequences of defying him. Netanyahu bitch is the devil, y'all. That nigga's Beelzebub. During the past year, the Trump insider was told by contacts in the White House that the Secret Service had caught Israeli government personally placing electronic devices on its emergency response vehicles on 2 separate occasions. The Secret Service caught Israel trying to spy on these niggas, trying to play spy shit, trying to place bugs on the president's shit. And no, you ain't heard nothing about that, but they still our greatest allies. Or not our, but America, the U.S., the corporation, right? So check this out. Let's finish up. It says, while the Gray Zone was unable to confirm the story with the Secret Service or the White House, such an incident would not have been unprecedented. Indeed, according to a report in Politico citing 3 former senior U.S. officials, a cell phone spying device was placed by Israeli agents near the White House and other sensitive locations around Washington toward the end of Trump's first term in 2019. Yo, ET6, appreciate you, brother. Thank you for the cash app, man. Thank everybody for hitting the cash app. Appreciate you guys, man. So, boom, and then there's one. Where's the other one? So, former UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson recounted a similar incident in his memoir, writing that his security team found a listening device in the bathroom soon after Netanyahu bitch used his personal toilet. This nigga Netanyahu bitch went in there and planted the bug himself. Bitch ass nigga. So there is currently no evidence of an Israeli government role in Kirk's assassination. However, that has not stopped thousands of social media users from speculating that pro-Trump operatives shifting views on the issue contributed to his excuse me, in some way to his death. But he told his friend, though, hold up. There's one where he's talking about where he told his friends. So it says, boom, right here, almost a month before Kirk's assassination, that he was told by someone close to Charlie Kirk that Kirk thinks Israel will kill him if he turns against Israel. Holy shit. Again, let me read that whole paragraph. Many advising the unsustained theory have pointed to a Twitter X post by Harrison Smith, a personality at the pro-Trump InfoWars network, stating on August 13th, almost a month before Kirk's assassination, that he was told by someone close to Charlie Kirk that Kirk thinks Israel will kill him if he turns against Israel. Allegedly. YouTube. Allegedly. But boom. And there you have it. So Charlie Kirk was scared that New Khazaria was going to take him out the game. But when you make a deal with the devil, you got to play the game. You get in bed with the devil, boy. He gonna say, boy, I ain't finished tapping that ass yet. You can't get out of bed till he say so. Till he finished tapping that ass. So, God damn it, Charlie Kirk. What'd you say? Jews invest heavily into American politics. They pay off. Yep. Yes, they do. Yo, Flora Carey, appreciate you, Flo Rider. Thank you for the cash app. So now now we don't, again, there's no actual evidence of this, but homeboy who shot him there's no background of him being transformer or transred, none of that shit. There's no background of him doing that whatsoever. It just all of a sudden he popped up. Now he's all of a sudden anti-fascist and a transformer, a pro-transformer, when there's no evidence of that in the past, and his family is MAGA. His family's MAGA, and he wore a Trump costume for Halloween. So now, let me show you the other side of this. So now they're trying to say that he's I forgot the term for it, but there's a term for the followers of Nick Fuentes. So then it comes out that, oh shit, he may be a follower of Nick Fuentes, meaning that he didn't think Trump was he didn't think Trump was far right enough. Like he didn't think that he was pro-America enough. Or Charlie Kirk. So this is how you know this is New Khazaria. Because Nick Fuentes is the biggest antagonist and speaker against Khazaria. Straight up. I mean, there's nobody. I mean, Candace Owens is probably second, but the biggest speaker, the biggest shit talker on Israel is Nick Fuentes. Straight up. I mean, he talks for the Palestinians. He talks about the genocide and it's being fun. I mean, so he be talking. So he may be racist or pro-white on some end, but he does speak up for the Palestinians. So, but he's the biggest, and he's becoming so influential. Like he's becoming viral lately, especially since he went after Tucker Carlson and smashed on Tucker Carlson. So since that happened, he's been killing it, right? He's been getting crazy views, millions of views a month. So him and Charlie Kirk were the two young minds who had control, or influencers who had control over the youth, Generation Z, coming up right now. Both of those cats. Now, Khazaria would usually take out somebody like Nick Fuentes, but they can't do it because it's too obvious. If they take out Nick Fuentes, the first pink finger that's getting pointed is going to be at New Khazaria, Israel. That motherfuckers did it, right? Everybody going, because he talks shit about Israel every day. So who would be the motherfuckers to kill him? It would be Israel, right? So they can't take him out personally. So we have to politically take him out. So how do we do that? How do we kill two birds with one stone? And not to was no pun intended, but we can take out Charlie. This is allegedly. We can take out Charlie and then blame it on one of Nick Fuentes' followers. Then that way, all the followers of Charlie Kirk will hate Nick Fuentes and never go along with Nick Fuentes' bullshit, which a lot of the stuff he says is actually good. It's a pro-American shit. A lot of the racist shit is bullshit, but the stuff about America, and especially the stuff about the Khazarians, is on point. That nigga's on 100%, 1,000% on point when he talk about the Khazarians. So how do we take out two birds with one stone? the dude who we thought we had and we're losing, we got to take him out, because if we lose him, we lose all the minds that he has. So we got to take him out. But we got to take out Nick Fuentes too before he becomes as big as Charlie Kirk. How do we do that? We blame the killing on one of his followers. And boom, we killed two birds with one stone. And so that's what's going on right now. Everybody's saying that the killer, the kid, is one of Nick Fuentes' followers. And nobody's really and I mean mainstream and the law enforcement, and none of them people are actually pointing the finger at Israel. Nobody's doing that. Only the so-called conspiracy theorists are pointing the finger at New Khazaria, which is it's obvious to me. The shit is fucking obvious to me. You got this motherfucking kid who had no background, no connection to Transformer ideology whatsoever. But all of a sudden, he just had to take out Nick. And he's such a perfect shot, 22-year-old kid, such a perfect shot. He can take a motherfucker out in the net from that distance. Come on, bro. Something ain't adding up. Something's not adding up. So that was that. That was the Nick Fuentes thing. So then, well, let me see if I got everything in there. Oh, so this is the other reason how you know the Khazarians were involved. So now, guess who's going to take up the mantle of going to the schools to talk to the youth now? Guess who's going to do that now? Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro was just shitting on Charlie Kirk a couple weeks ago for what he did at Turning Point and him questioning the genocide and all that. So he just shitted on him on, I think it was on Fox News. He didn't call him out per se, but he called out his organization on the low. So Ben Shapiro acting like, oh, me and Charlie Kirk, we was like this. And then this is the other thing on top of that. Why in Israel do they got a big ass mural now to Charlie Kirk? He was our friend. He was a friend of Israel. We're going to miss you, Mr. Charlie Kirk. Thank you for your support of Israel and our causes. And nigga, shut the fuck up. See how they trying to tie him together? Because they know he's a martyr now. So his cause, one of his causes that he was martyred for was the support of Israel. So you guys gotta be with us now, guys. We was one of his, we were his friend. He was with us. You gotta be for Israel. You gotta gargle ball. You gotta gargle the Khazarian ball. See how this shit goes? They got a goddamn mural up on this fool a day after he died. They had a big ass mural, let you know that this shit might have been planned. You got an artist already to do a whole pure big ass mural of Charlie Kirk a day after he was shot. That wasn't commissioned beforehand. No, not at all. They didn't commission that beforehand. Nah. These motherfuckers are hilarious. So the killer was found 33 hours after assassination. 33. Talking about the number 33. Yep. I don't know support for the 48ers names. He says, I do not support the 48ers named Steelers. So, yeah, not a martyr. He said, not a martyr. He said, Flo Rida, she's like, not falling for it. Okay. Not falling for the bull crap. Propaganda. Absolutely, Hodges. So, Netanyahu, Ben Shapiro now, who's pro-Israel, is going to take up the mantle of talking to these kids. And now he's going to indoctrinate the youth, the Generation Z, into being pro-Israel. He basically is taking over his whole audience. He's co-opting the whole audience that Charlie Kirk had. And now, which Charlie Kirk would have turned them anti-Israel, he's going to turn them pro-Israel. Or there was the potential. Charlie Kirk was moving that way in anti-Israel rhetoric. So now it's Ben Shapiro coming to save the day and gonna take him back. And he's like, we're not gonna let you scare us out. You know why you ain't scared, Ben Shapiro? Because it's your people who did the shit, allegedly. So you know they're not gonna shoot you. So this is how this shit works, man. It's fucked up that he was taken out. And then the bigger question was, should melanated people care? A lot of melanated people, like I said, coon Cajuns crying all over the place. Then a lot of melanated people celebrating their asses off, cheering. Now, those are two extremes. Crying for him and then cheering that he was gone. Those are two extremes. Does he deserve either one of those? I don't think so. Again, he was a young dude who had a lot of views, but a lot of his information was internet learned. A lot of these new cats who are very articulate but young, they don't know shit. They're internet scholars, like Nick Fuentes. He ain't never really lived no real life. He ain't never had sex with a girl, really. I don't think ever. I think he's still a virgin. So most of these cats have never lived anything, never done anything real in life, never met any real people, never been in any real situations, had any real fun with anybody outside of their political views. So when he's talking about all this statistics, this and statistic that about black people, this and black, you don't know any real black people. You never been to the hood. You don't know anything. When Candace Owens was playing Kanye, she thought it was Jay-Z. That's how connected he is to the hood. He thought Kanye West was Jay-Z. She introduced the nigga to rap music. He had no connection. Remember, coming from Rush Limbaugh. So melanated people, though, they're both doing they're cheering, and then there was some that crying their asses off. But to me, Charlie Kirk was a dude. All right, he sparked debate, which is good. You need to be able to talk about shit in order to make it clear. So again, debate means, and I don't think it's about debate. Debate means to beat down into the ground, right? To beat into the ground. That means you're not trying to come to an understanding with your opponent. You're trying to beat their argument. So it really wasn't about debate, even though it seemed like more about it was debate at the thing. But an argument means to make clear. The word argument, the etymology of the word argument means to make clear. That's why you present an argument in court, not a debate. My argument is because I want to make my motivation for whatever happened clear. That's why you argue in court. So him sparking argument, in the actual sense, the denotation of the word, trying to make things clear, was a good thing, even though he was ignorant on a lot of things. His rhetoric on a lot of shit, how white people were smarter than black people. He said that a few times. I heard him say it. Now, whether he believes it or not, that's on him. Yeah, I mean, only he would be able to answer that. But he said it a few times. Then he also said that, a lot of things now this is also true, that DEI would have him questioning whether the person who was in the position had the position because they were smart, they were qualified for the position, or just because of the color of their skin. Now that's true. I agree with that. But when you start making statements about black people not being smart, or they're getting positions and taking positions from the smarter white person, when you start saying shit like that without any proof that the person who got turned down was smarter, that's some pro-white racist shit that you're talking. Now you may not think it, you may not think that, and that just may be your opinion. But again, there's no reason to kill somebody for that. Just beat it with a better argument. To me, when you listen to most of his arguments, they're easily beatable for somebody with information about history, anything, any real information. Most of this shit was bullshit statistics. No actual facts, no lived information, no lived life on anything. And he was talking to kids who couldn't argue back. Children. He's a 31-year-old person who's lived a little bit of life, but he's arguing with children who don't know shit. They're all theory. He was mostly theory. He lived a little bit of life, but mostly he was also theory too, just internet scholars. So this is who Charlie Kirk was. Didn't deserve to die for it, but again, you can easily beat his argument. You don't fight somebody because you think they got a better argument than you. You go sharpen your skills, sharpen your sword, and come back with a better argument. You don't got to take somebody out because they got a better argument than you. That's feminine. That's a feminine energy. Striking out because you're emotional. And no, not all women are like that. So don't be talking about, oh, you didn't on women. No, not all women are like that. But in essence, the energy, feminine energy, when you're emotional, you lash out with emotional energy. Emotions, it's an equation. Energy equals motion. So from the initial energy, you get the feeling, you lash out with emotion, and act. Whereas the opposite happens when you respond, you process it first, think about what you should do, and then proceed the proper way. That's wisdom. That's called discernment. So he did some good stuff. He said a lot of fucked up shit. But to me, the fucked up shit that he was saying was easily disproved if you had a better argument. That's all. You don't need to die for having a bad argument. That's just dumb shit right there. You're in America. You can have a bad argument. I can say eat a dick, EAD, fuck you, I hate you. You can say all those things. I hate you. You can say all that shit in America. And that's what you allowed to do. You have the freedoms to do that supposedly without the fear of having somebody about to try to blow your head off. That's ridiculous. So again, to me though, this was the psyop. No one did it out of emotion. The Khazarians did it to co-opt his movement because they saw his movement moving away from them. And so they had to do the scorpion. Come here. Get over here. They did the scorpion on him. They thought they was getting away. Charlie Kirk thought he was getting away. Scorpion your ass. Get over here. And it used to be in the first Mortal Kombat, it was come here. And then they changed it to get over here in the later Mortal Kombats. But in the first Mortal Kombat, Scorpion was saying, come here. That's the best one to me. But so moving along. So let me see if I got it. Brandon Terry, appreciate you. Thank you for the cash app, brother. And everybody who hits the cash app, the donation button, appreciate you guys. So a bunch of Republicans known as FAGA, I call FAGA, along with Charlie Kirk, like I said, they were saying that the North Carolina stabbing was motivated by racism. So this is one of the other things they were shitting on Charlie Kirk, saying because he got on the black dude who stabbed the white girl. I talked about this last week. And they said it was motivated by racism because the guy could be heard on the camera saying, I got that white girl. So then white people are being hyperbolic by stating just because he said that, he was being racist. You heard him. You heard what he said. He said he got that white girl. You can hear him clearly. You can hear him clearly saying it. And why, when black people are racist, doesn't anyone call it out? It has to be called out because if it's a white person stabbing a black girl and say, I got that black girl, we know he would be buried under the prison. He'd be burned alive. This is like, okay. Now, he said it was the AI voice. I don't know about if it was an AI voice. I will say this. Caucasian people don't, this is why you need to hang around some black people, Caucasian folks. Because you don't know the nuances or you just don't know how we live in the hood. The only thing you know is what you see in movies and rap songs and shit like that. And if you're privileged enough to be friends with somebody cool from the hood, that's the only way you really know shit. But other than that, y'all don't know shit. Because anyone in the hood knows that when we use a color for a person, we use it as a descriptor. Most melanated people, we're not racist. Hey, look at that white motherfucker over there. That ain't racist. We just describing the motherfucker across the way. And we all know every goddamn Asian person in the hood. What do we call every goddamn Asian person in the hood? No matter if it's 50 million different Asian races, but it's one Asian race that we know that we call every goddamn Asian race in the hood. What is it? We all know what every Asian race in the hood is to us. You Chinese. See, Brian, thank you. Thank you, Brian. He put up there, he Chinese. Everybody know in the hood, no matter if you Cambodian, if you if you from Philippines, if you no matter where your ass is from, Malaysia, whatever the fuck your ass is from, you Chinese, my nigga, my Chinesey. We all know. So we ain't racist like that. We don't be calling. That's white people do that shit. So they equate that shit with us when they hear that shit because they do it. They think we do it. We use color as a descriptor, which is supposed to be. A color is supposed to be used as a descriptor. So when he was saying, I got that white girl, he was just describing the girl he stabbed. Not the fact that he was going after white people. Because if he was racist like that, then show all the other times he attacked people just because they was white. You can't show any of that. He had 16 other arrests, but show that in those 16 other arrests that this nigga attacked somebody because they was white. You can't do that. Because he wasn't doing it. Yeah, the nigga was mentally fucked up. That's really the problem. He's really mentally fucked up, but that's no excuse for just outright stabbing somebody who ain't doing shit to you, just sitting there. So that's why I say I still don't excuse it that he was mentally fucked up, but he didn't do it because he was racist. Just because he said I got that white girl, that's who he was just describing her. So again, Caucasian people, melanated people aren't racist like that. Their melanated people are racist, but we ain't racist like that. Melanated people are racist in the fact they'll say white people smell like wet dogs. shit like that. That's how niggas are racist. or fucking some of them hot garbage or melanated people be racist in that aspect with their misconceptions about white people because those melanated people don't hang around white people either. Let me say this too. A lot of the racist views of melanated people are from melanated people who don't hang around white people, Caucasian people. So, but that's the one we hear all the time is white people smell like wet dog. And everybody know. Flo Rida, that's why you laughing, Flo Rida. Because you heard that before. What'd you say, Roger? You said, I got that white girl I got that cocaine in my hood. Sure. Yep. Different. See, we got so many different languages or meanings for a certain phrase. I mean, there's a million different meanings for a certain phrase. Like you cannot possibly understand what melanated people are talking about when you hear us. There's no way that you know what we mean. Caucasian people. And then the black people who are caping for this and saying, you heard him. He said, I got that white girl. Like motherfucking the black conservative perspective and Officer Tatum and all the rest of those motherfuckers who are sitting here talking. You heard him. You heard him say, I got the white girl. Oh, y'all niggas ain't black? Well, no, I guess you're not. Because you would obviously know that we just describe people by their color when they're not black. Well, not Asian people. We just call them Chinese. But most of everybody else, we call everybody else white, no matter what. If you fucking Italian, if you Jewish, if your ass is Irish, if you fucking not Cambodian, but Ukrainian, if you Russian, all of that shit is white to us, no matter what that shit is. You come from Kazakhstan, that's even white. Anybody who ain't this color right here is white to us. That's how that go. So when he said I got that white girl, he was just describing her, y'all. And so they went crazy. Moving along, keeping with the Khazarians, the whack ass Khazarians, they bombed another country. These bitch ass niggas. This also to me was a distraction from them bombing another country. They bombed Qatar. They bombed Qatar. Tried to do another secret strike. These motherfuckers are the most evil people ever, man. So they were supposed to be working on a peace deal. So the reason they bombed, first of all, they bombed Qatar because they said Qatar is pro-Hamas. Hamas leadership is nestled in Qatar, being protected by the Qatari government, which they know that's bullshit. So this is the rhetoric that came out after the strike. So they struck, but didn't hit him, killed a whole bunch of other innocent people, and then try to blame, well, the Hamas leadership was there. But no, the Hamas leadership is there because that's where the peace talks are going down. We're having peace talks. Qatar is hosting the peace talks. So you got the Jews over there and you got Hamas leadership over there because it's supposed to be a neutral zone. Anywhere you're holding peace talks is supposed to be a neutral zone. And Qatar is an American ally. They just gave fucking Trump a $400 plane, $400 million plane. But Israel, bitch asses, they go and bomb them. Tried to do a secret strike like they did Iran. Their intel was wrong, and Hamas leadership wasn't killed. Killed a whole bunch of innocent people. And they were, oh no, well, we did this because the Hamas leadership is there, and you know, blah, 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 blah. Like, nigga, you full of shit. And America knew it was gonna happen. So now America can't be trusted at all. They did this the second time. They were talking about holding peace talks, and then tried to kill the motherfucker they was holding peace talks with. You ain't gonna never be able to trust America again on shit. Not one peace talk ever again will America be trusted on. Ever. You tried to kill both times. The last 2 times you were in peace talks, you tried to kill the people you were in peace talks with. And they were really in it, trying to get peace. They weren't fakely in the shit. They were really trying to talk and get peace, but you tried to kill them. Yeah. America and Gaysreal is full of shit. They were the straight bullshit. He says Adolf tried to warn us. A lot of people are stuck in that shit now. They're going back and revisiting Adolf shit. They were like, hey, nigga, the little tiny mustache nigga was my nigga. Wait a minute. Wait, say that what you say? Say that one more time, hit Leezy. So absolutely. That's funny. What he said? Says that will bite them in the ass. Yep. That's why Putin's saying F Trump. Yep. Yep. Straight up. He says facts when they say peace, prepare for war. Absolutely. Because Trump, because he know, nigga, I ain't fucking getting no peace talks with you. You killed a nigga you in peace with. That's why Trump and Putin done seen this shit. Nigga, I'm not fucking with you. The last 2 people you in peace talks with, you killed them. Or you tried to kill them. Nah, homie, we good. We good over here, my nigga. So they bombed Qatar, some bullshit. And hold on. So Trump tried to come out and say, I'm very worried about what's going on. Like he was pissed at Israel. I'm pissed at it. I'm bad. I'm very mad. I'm mad. Damn it. Damn it, guys. Why did you do that? Damn. Did you kill him? No. Oh, damn. Why did you do that, guys? That's not good. We shouldn't be bombing people. No, don't do that. Bad Israel. Like, you didn't get him? God damn it, motherfucker. Next time you better kill these motherfuckers. You understand? Next time you making us look bad, motherfucker. God damn it, bitch ass motherfucker. Netanyahu, bitch. Kill the motherfucker next time. Bad Israel, bad. You're very bad. You're so bad. Kill this motherfucker. So, Netanyahu, bitch, is full of shit again. Then, New Khazaria buys CBS. They bought the CBS News. He's like, well, I thought they owned the CBS News already. Well, not really. Because a lot of news is still getting out about the genocide and all that, right? Or the alleged genocide. So a lot of news is getting out about that. Excuse me. And so what CBS did, the owner of CBS, which is what's her name? Red something? Redstone, I think. But they're Khazarians or whatever. But what they did was they paid another Khazarian woman, Barry Weiss. She has a channel on Substack. That's like a little news channel, nothing. Nobody really listening, about 100,000 subscribers, couple, maybe 120, 30,000 subscribers. They just paid her $200 million for her little blog on Substack. What? What the hell? $200 million for a blog on Substack that she only has 120 something thousand subscribers for. Now, what is CBS paying this girl $200 million for? $200 million. That's crazy. Nigga, I'll start a Substack right now in this bitch. What the fuck? Let me get my Substack shit going. They paid her. Now she's going to be the head of, what is she going to be? Become the head of CBS censorship regulations. And she's super pro-Israel. She got the super KZR. She got the super K on the Khazaria. She out there. So now anything that goes through CBS, and that includes their media, all their media subsidiaries, is going to have to be approved by her. It's going to have a pro-Khazarian spin on it, or it's done. So Israel or New Khazaria just bought CBS. Nigga, their takeover of America is going crazy. It's a full-fledged, full-court press on these niggas. They're trying to take over the world by taking over America. Now, they already had America on the low. They had soft power over America. Now they're trying to just gain strong power over America to say, fuck it, we control it outright. It's ours. It's ours. We founded this exchange. It's ours. So, goddamn. Then, this is crazy. This deals with Khazarian censorship. In the UK, talked about UK last week about how that dude got arrested for calling somebody trans or saying somebody punch a trans person in the balls. The comedian. Again, if you didn't see that, go to Rumble. I posted the Rumble link. Hold on. Oops. Let me do it one more time from last week. If you didn't see the Rumble, the live stream from last week, it's on Rumble. There it is right there. Just copy that link and you can check it out. But I was talking about the dude who got arrested in the UK he was met by 5 police officers at the airport for tweeting, saying if your trans person is around, I think in a men's in a woman's bathroom or something like that, bring attention to it and blah blah. Said all this other stuff that you can do, and then if all else fails, punch him in the balls, which should have been punch her in the balls because it's supposedly the person is identifying as a woman. So to say punch her in the balls would have been funnier. But I thought you was a comedian, bro. But so now, speaking of censorship, there was another guy. A guy was arrested by 4 police officers in the UK for calling somebody a Muppet and causing that person distress. UK is going crazy. They're about to spark a super First Amendment revolution over there, or freedom of speech, because they don't have First Amendment. But they're going to spark a super freedom of speech revolution in London, in the UK. I can't call somebody a goddamn Muppet because it hurt his feelings. Are you crazy, bitch? You Muppet looking bitch. You Muppet ass motherfucking bitch. Kermit the Frog looking bitch. I ought to start just reeling them off. You Miss Piggy Kermit the Frog hybrid looking bitch. Bitch ass motherfucker. Kermit the Frog. Miss Piggy. Kermit the Piggy. I ought to start going. Kermit the Piggy the Frog. You just look at the Piggy the Frog. I ought to start dancing like that motherfucking shit. Like, nigga, ain't no way in hell you gonna tell me to start fucking roasting your bitch ass. Fuck that. So I heard the Khazars bought Grandma's Soul Food in Richmond. Hey, new name, Grandma's Kosher Soul Food. No more pork ribs. No more pork ribs. No more pork anything. No more ham hocks. No more, pork shoulder in your greens. We're doing away with all that. It's against the rules. Wait a minute, I can't get no pork shoulder in my green. Wait a minute, nigga. What the fuck is you? I can't get no ham hocks. Motherfucker, hey, somebody come get this motherfucker before I kill, boy. No more ham hocks. Niggas go crazy over ham hocks. Now, I don't eat soul food, so I don't know if a ham hock is pork or not. I don't eat none of that shit. Just saying. So, is a ham hock from a pork? Is it ham? Where is it from? Where's the ham hock from, y'all? I don't know. Now, if you call them Gonzo, that's effed up. Okay. from the Muppets. But you can't call somebody a Muppet in the UK no more, y'all. So UK, you need to fight back. Stand up for your rights. You need to start playing Bob Marley over and over again. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. Y'all need to put that shit on just repeat. Cause goddamn, and he wasn't he over there in London too? Y'all need, boy, y'all tripping. Y'all better fucking start playing some Bob Marley in this bitch. Wait, what'd you say? Oops, sorry. Says flag on the play. He said it looks like a Muppet sounds like excuse me. It looks like a Muppet, and sounds like a Muppet, and acts like a Muppet. It's a Muppet. If it looks like a Muppet, sound like a Muppet. The UK getting bad. Yep. No rights at all. Seriously. And this is all because of Khazaria. They want you to feel like there's a full court press on your rights on speech so that you don't single out that they're focused on you, on quieting you against anti-Israel speech. That's really what it's for. But we have to put the whole mash down to make it seem like, you know, so that you don't discover the real secret. Now, over here in America, they don't give a shit. They just doing it. Anti-Israel, anti-Semitism laws here, anti-Semitic law there, anti-Semitic law there, all this just over here. They don't care. Because, you know, Americans are dumb. Americans not gonna look up laws. They don't give a shit. So they know what's up. Hold on. All right, I'm back. Got to use this damn plastic water bottle. I left my water bottle in Catalina. God damn it. Catalina was great, but God damn it, get my water bottle back. Drink water out of plastic bottle till I get my new Dylan water bottle is on its way. Hurry your ass up, bitch. But so yeah, the Khazarians are Khazariing off. Khazarians are being Khazarians. What do you say? A gay Muppet? A guppet? A gay Muppet, a guppet? Or a trans Muppet, a trumpet? Oh, man. Roger Rose. Hey, man, Roger Rose. Y'all gonna let Roger Rose be the funniest one in here? He always the funniest in the chat. Come on, y'all. Roger funny as shit. He says, ham hock is definitely pork. It is? You sure, Mel? A ham hock is pork? Are you sure? It says majority of soul food ain't pork. That's what I thought too. Is it pork or not, man? Mel, are you sure? Because you eat deer and shit, man. Which I saw some beautiful deer when I was in Catalina. Beautiful deer running away from Mel's bitch ass. I'm trying to kill him, trying to cook him. Whole family of deer just out there chilling, not bothering nobody. God damn it. Ham, okay, ham, not ham, ham hock. So a ham hock is different than ham. So ham hocks you put in the greens to flavor the green. That's what my mom used to do. So I don't know if it's pork though. Oh, okay. She said definitely is pork. Okay. Ham hock is pork. So the Khazarians don't do ham hocks, apparently. So moving along, Generation Z in Nepal has sparked a revolution to overthrow the government. The government in Nepal, they've been tripping. So they cheat the public, basically. They take all the government, the taxes, they don't fix nothing. The politicians, they live great ass, in these big ass mansions, roll around these fat ass cars and shit. And the people don't get nothing. So that's been that way for the longest. Then Generation Z popped up, was like, fuck this shit, bitch. Where's the money? Where is the money, bitch? So after that popped off, so it says The government has been corrupt and not taking care of the people for generations. Excuse me. So, new people generation sparked a revolution. Excuse me. So, the new people generation sparked a revolution and started beating the politicians in the streets. So this shit is hilarious. This shit is hilarious. They chasing them motherfuckers around down like they fucking dogs. They rabid dogs. Them niggas, bitch. They beating that nigga bitch ass. They kicking him up. Oh, this nigga was trying to run into the goddamn building and shit. This nigga was running around the corner because somebody filming from up top. So that nigga was trying to hit the corner and shit. That motherfucker fell. I ain't trying to laugh, nigga, because getting your ass beat by a motherfucking city of people is fucked up. But goddamn, that nigga tried to hit that corner. That nigga like, he had them sandals on. See, you gotta wear Jordans, motherfucker. Them goddamn them Nepalese sandals. that ain't working, motherfucker. That nigga hit that dirt, turn that corner, shit. They was like, yeah, buddy, we got your ass now, bitch. Oh man, fucked up. It's fucked up. It's funny, but not funny, but funny. Because this is what you get when you corrupt, motherfuckers. This when you a corrupt government, eventually it's gonna come back on you. So they just went after the politicians and start beating the politicians in the street. So America got it good. They think that shit won't happen over here. Like, nigga, you keep fucking up people's lives enough, nigga. don't get it twisted. These motherfuckers over here. Now, I ain't part of the American government, so you can't fuck up my life. But anybody else who is part of that government and gonna and get emotional. So it says they were burning down politicians' houses, government officials, or trying to flee the country. Like V and Vendetta, that movie, V for Vendetta. Them niggas trying to flee the country, they done burnt these niggas' houses down. They're like, oh shit. Them niggas, oh man. And the first thing I thought of when I saw, first of all, shout out to the Generation Z for sparking a revolution in your country and trying to bring some actual organization and politics that'll serve the people. But the first thing I saw, that reminded me of was NEPAL. Viva Nepal! Viva Nepal! Anybody remember that shit? Who remembers it? Come on, man. Where's that from? Nobody remembers. NEPAL. Viva Nepal. So if you don't remember where that's from, that was one of the funniest scenes. Thank you. WD got it. Golden Child. That was one of the funniest scenes in Golden Child where he had to get the knife. He had to get the special knife through customs. And so that nigga, he put it in the white dudes. He slipped it in the white dudes, in between the white dudes' newspaper or whatever. And they stopped the white dude. And then he started thanking all the Nepalese dudes. The police, if you do a brave bunch of fuckers, all of you. He started shaking it. He said, NEPAL, Viva Nepal, Viva Nepal. Oh, nigga, I love you, Eddie. No Diddy. The old Eddie movies. But goddamn, that shit was hilarious. So I thought about that, and that's what they looked like in the streets when they was rolling in the street. Viva Nepal! Viva Nepal! And they was beating that nigga ass. Oh shit, it was fucked up. So moving along, in Skittle news, other than the fact that they're trying to blame the shooting, the Charlie Kirk shooting on the Skittle community, which this time I got a cape for the Skittle community. No Diddy, but I don't think it's them. It's not them. It's not the Skittle community. They wanted to try to make it seem like it was because the last shooting was of the Skittle community, and the last 7 have been in the Skittle community. The last 7, like 7 out of the last 10 have been from the Skittle community. So they were just trying to throw this right on in there with the rest of it. But again, I don't think. Again, I don't think that this is him. So it says, oops. So the one for the first time, the Republicans are coming out and they're calling it a psyop, which usually it isn't. Like they're always trying to hide and obfuscate their, you know, when there's somebody on their side who did some shit. They don't ever want to say whose name it was or that they was trans this or whatever. They don't ever want to say that shit because they don't want to bring backlash on the community. But again, I believe them this time. I'm with them on this one. A lot of them are going around saying this is psyop, this is bullshit. They're trying to blame it on the trans community. I believe it this time. Again, what we just saw earlier with the New Khazarians or Charlie Kirk turning on the New Khazarians, and then we know what their MO is when you turn on the Khazarians. We know what that MO is. So as far as the shooting, I'm going to go with the Democrats on this one, and it's not the Skittle community. Even though it could have been, it was too clean. I mean, engraved bullets. Come on, man. This 22-year-old kid went and got engraved bullets with Mussolini fascist rhetoric written on the bullets. 22. Come on, y'all. This is just come on, man. Straight bullshit. So I'm with the Democrats on this one. Moving along, Texas A&M professor was fired after the video. Let me see if I can find this video to show y'all, because this, you got to see this. Hold on. Here it is. Hold on. All right. All right, here we go. Let me share the screen so you guys can see. So basically what happened was this teacher was trying to teach transformer ideology in school, and it's already been ruled that people can opt out of that curriculum if they don't want to be taught that. But she didn't give a shit, and she's not supposed to be teaching it. So she don't care. She started teaching it anyway. And then when the student told her that, yo, you shouldn't be teaching this, that I can opt out, she was like, she had backlash on the kid. So somebody was recording in the back and it went viral. So check this out. Hold on. All right.
I just have a question because I'm not entirely sure this is legal to be teaching. Okay. Yeah, no, I am.
Texas A&M University is facing heavy political pressure after the video showed a student confronting a professor over LGBTQ content in a children's literature class. University President Mark Welsh said the dean and department head overseeing that course had been removed, saying the course materials didn't match the published description. This has also sparked calls for investigations from lawmakers in the Justice Department, while faculty groups warn about the impact on academic freedom. This comes as a survey by the American Association of University Professors says many Texas University faculty are looking for.
Hold on, let me let me see if I can find the longer video. Hold on, I think he has it.
A viral video captured a tense exchange as a Texas A&M student was kicked out of class after objecting to transgender indoctrination and voicing their religious beliefs. In the footage, a student raises religious and legal objections to a lesson on gender identity, citing, quote, "There are only two genders," and referencing former President Trump's executive order. In a written statement from A&M's president, Mark Welsh, he learned that leaders in the College of Arts and Sciences approved teaching content that did not match the official course description. As a result, he ordered the immediate removal of the dean and department head. He emphasized that students rely on accurate course descriptions and that the university must honor its commitments to students and the state. One student said it was a talk on campus, and because he considers himself
people's religious, and
here's the video.
Objection to it. The professor again got so people can understand exactly what happened here before we get into this story. So without further ado, roll the clip.
Kind of a recap of our remarks on gender and sexuality. Written from last class. What did we didn't get to in our last class?
I just have a question because I'm not entirely sure this is legal to be teaching. Because according to our president, there's only 2 genders, and he said that he would be freezing agencies' funding programs that promote gender ideology. And this also very much goes against not only myself, but a lot of people's religious beliefs. And so I am not going to participate in this because it's not legal, and I don't want to promote something that is against our president's laws.
So first off, look at the teacher. Is there any wonder? Is there any wonder that the teacher's coming from? Look at that guy. Oh, goddamn, girl. You need to be worried about the dentist. What the fuck you doing? Hey, look here, man. She need to be worried about the goddamn dentist. What the hell? You on the wrong shit. Get your ass to the dentist stat. You need to go to the emergency room at the goddamn at the dental office. God damn. So she looked like a goddamn old ass vampire. Look at this motherfucker. She got fangs coming up out of her shit. And she trying to talk about some goddamn gender ideology. Bitch, you both go back and get your pint of blood for the day. That's what you need to worry about. So check this out.
As well as it's not legal, and I don't want to promote something that is against our president's laws, as well as against my religious beliefs. Yes.
You are under misconception that what I'm saying is.
Well, can you explain to me how teaching us about gender identity and transgenderism and that there's more sexes than
gender isn't illegal.
Huh?
Like gender isn't illegal.
Gender? What do you mean? Your gender is not illegal. According to President Trump's executive order, if you want me to read the paragraph in the order itself.
If you are uncomfortable in this class, you do have the right to leave.
Yes.
What we are doing is not illegal. And if you would like to defend that it is, you need to talk to the department or the head of undergrad.
Well, I've already been in contact with the president of A&M, and I actually have a meeting with him in person to show all of my documentation tomorrow. But
we're also aware, and this is part of why there was an observer in class.
Yes.
I'm not convinced that your proposal will be effective in stopping me from teaching things that are biologically true, because I do have the legal and academic authority, or the professional expertise for this question.
Yeah, so you see that, you heard that. Now, this apparently.
So, yeah. My gender is not illegal. My gender is not illegal. Teaching it is. According to the law, teaching that bullshit is. Your gender may not be illegal, but teaching the bullshit is. So I'm gonna have to call the cops. I'm gonna have to call the cops on you, bitch. That's right. Fight the he, she's, yeah. All right, so it's that Leon Spink's niece, Lolita Spinks. Oh, y'all gonna let Roger be the funniest of it? Come on, man. That's hilarious. He said Leon Spink's niece, Lolita Spinks. Oh, nigga, that's funny. Yeah, she is quite toothly challenged. The toothly challenged. Oh, man. So she got fired after all that shit. They said, get your ass out of here. You don't get your bitch ass out this goddamn classroom talking crazy, bitch. Your gender is legal. My gender's not illegal. Nobody said that they wasn't. They said you can't be teaching the shit. You can go be whoever the fuck you want to be. So it says, professor at Texas University was fired and others were were removed from their positions after a video surfaced in which a student confronted the instructor over her teaching of issues related to gender identity in a class on children's literature. We're learning about children's literature. What the hell are you teaching about gender ideology on children's literature? Why are you teaching that? The fuck are you doing? See, they already know this is some bullshit. So the firing of Melissa McCool, a senior lecturer in the English department with over a decade of teaching experience. So this you just changed your mind to this. You didn't believe this shit 10 years ago. I promise you, this bitch didn't believe this shit 10 years ago because it wasn't even here. 10 years ago, this shit wasn't out. There wasn't no he, she's, and wasn't no pronouns 10 years ago. So you just got into this shit. Okay. So with over a decade of experience came after political pressure from Republican lawmakers, including Governor Greg Abbott, who called for her termination. The incident prompted Glenn Hagar, the chancellor of the Texas A&M University system, to order an audit of courses at all 12 schools in the system. This is a quote. It's unacceptable for A&M system faculty to push a personal political agenda. Damn. Hagar said in a statement Monday, "We have been tasked with training the next generation of teachers and child professionals. That responsibility should prioritize protecting children, not engaging in indoctrination." But you let her do it, and you knew she was doing it. It's because you got backlash on it that you got her out of there. But as long as there was no pushback, she could do it all day. So your bitch ass should be gone too. Straight up. You should be out the game too. And McCall was fired. And then this is her lawyer. McCall was fired in derogation of her constitutional rights and the academic freedom that was once hallmark of higher education, her Texas lawyer said. The derogation of constitutional rights. We're just the derogation of constitution. With no more constitutional rights. You don't have a right to teach shit that's not factual to people who are paying for the education. They're paying for this education. This ain't free. So if they're paying for this goddamn education, teach them what the fuck they want to learn. Don't teach me your bullshit. So, salam alaikum to old girl. Straight up. And then I talked about this last week, but this is bigger talk. So this article was before the shooting, but they're doubling down on this now after the alleged motive for the shooting of Charlie Kirk. So Justice Department talks about banning transgender gun owners sparks fury across political spectrum. Excuse me. The Justice Department is drawing swift condemnation from gun rights groups and LGBTQ advocates alike, floating that it was considering restricting transformers from owning guns, a move that would all but certainly face immediate constitutional challenges if ever implemented. Right? So I talked about this last week. The discussion came in the wake of a shooting of the Minneapolis Catholic school last month that federal officials have said was carried out by a transformer shooter, according to a person familiar with the matter. Now, when it came out that allegedly this person was also a transformer, then the rhetoric or the movement for banning transformers from guns got even louder. So should they be allowed to have guns or not? Now, remember, you can't get a gun if you have a mental disorder. You can't get a gun if you have a mental disorder. That's one of the things that disqualifies you from owning a weapon, a gun, actually, not a weapon, but a gun. So if transformers or gender dysphoria is part of the DSM-5, the the psychological manual. It's in the psych manual as a disorder, a mental disorder, which it couldn't be, again, if you couldn't get federal funding for medication and medical assistance if it wasn't a disorder. So now they're stuck in the dilemma whether they want to get federal funding or they want to own guns. Basically, they're put in a catch-22. This is what Trump did. He put them in a catch-22. Do you want to own guns, or do you want to be considered mentally challenged and get your medication? You get your medication and all the rest of that. Now he has an executive order where he's trying not to fund that stuff, but normally they could get federal funding for their medications and stuff. So do you want that where you to get no federal funding, or do you want your guns? You got to choose. So now they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. So I do like Trump sometimes. Sophie said, I do like Trump sometimes. Says, if you're trans, you cannot be trans. Yep. Yep. Says, in that case, hell's no, they should not have guns. Okay. Said, don't give them guns. Says, exactly, mental disorder. Yep. What up, Orlando, checking in? So they got to decide: gun, medication. You don't get both. They're gonna be weighing it out. Goddamn it! They will. No, that's against our constitutional rights. We can be crazy and own guns. Regular people can't be crazy and own guns. Why can you? See, you want privilege. You want special privileges. You don't want equal rights. You want special privileges because you think you better than everybody, because you're not going with the norm that's dictated by nature, according to you, huh? Okay. Says Transformers should not own guns. That's right. Says the shooter sounds just like Remy from Higher Learning. Remy from Higher Learning. Okay. Yeah, I just saw that not too long ago. Michael Rappaport. He actually played a hella good role in that shit. He's crazy. And first of all, he played a Nazi, but it's funny, he played a Nazi, but he's Jewish. That's crazy. That's a good ass role. He played a Nazi dude, white supremacist Nazi, but he's a Khazar. So he played a good role in that one. So moving along. She should be fired. But no guns. Transformers should not own guns. I agree. If you crazy, if your ass is crazy. But again, let me say this. I'll say this. I don't believe that it was a Transformer or person who was pro-Transformer who did the shooting. I think that's a psyop. They're trying to make it seem like that. So I am with the Democrats on this is bullshit, especially with his family being all MAGA and him going to the Halloween party dressed as Trump. But all of a sudden you super Transformer advocate. Okay, no, that don't add up. None of that adds up. So no guns, or if you're gonna get guns, then you don't get medication. You don't get the money for the medication. You gotta pick one, baby. You say he's a Nazi in real life. Michael Rappaport? Hell no. As far as the Khazarians being turned into those people who they hated back in the day, yeah, they're the new NZs today. And so if he's supporter of that, yeah, I get your point on that. Yes. Wait, what'd you say? Hold on. I heard his roommate was trans. And his girlfriend? No, don't say that. No. Oh man. So hey, more's coming out every day. But moving along in the science and the weird, a bombshell new video shows the U.S. military Direct hit on a glowing UFO with a Hellfire missile. Did y'all see that shit? Hold on. Let me pull that up. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull it up. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Here it is. Here we go. All right. So this is crazy. So basically, this was the third government hearing, congressional hearing on UFOs or UAPs or whatever the hell they want to call them to try to trick your ass today. But they had George Knapp there. This is different. So Anna Paulina Luna, what up, Anna Paulina Luzini? Anna Paulina Luna, she had the hearing. She's the head of the government task force on releasing government secrets. So she had the hearing. She had all these whistleblowers there on the UFOs, military whistleblowers, talking about their encounters with the UFOs or UAPs. And she had George Knapp there, though. If you don't know who George Knapp is the dude who brought out Bob Lazar. So now Bob Lazar is not there yet, but to me, I think Bob Lazar is getting one. Maybe Bob Lazar will probably be on the next one. But so George Knapp, when Bob Lazar first came out and he wanted to tell people about the government's reverse engineering alien spacecraft, he called George Knapp, who was a local reporter of the newspaper there, or I think or TV news reporter, whatever. So George Knapp went out there and he told them where to go, and they started filming it that night. This is in the early 80s that they was doing that shit. So George Knapp, then all these other videos started coming out about with Bob Lazar breaking down the UFOs in Arizona and all those places. So then they discredited Bob Lazar because they said, how did they discredit him? Oh, because they thought he was unstable because his wife was having an affair. They were eavesdropping on his phone. They bugged his phone and found out that his wife was having an affair, and Bob Lazar didn't know the shit. And so, but they knew, the government knew. And so they was like, oh shit, this motherfucker, if he finds out that his wife is fucking, is getting Bangladeshed by some other nigga while he over here reverse engineering alien spacecraft, this nigga gonna go crazy and tell the whole secrets. So like, goddamn, we gotta X him out of the program because we don't know how mentally stable he is when he find out that his girl's getting her back blown out, probably by an alien. They send an alien there to tap Bob Lazar wife. Like, this nigga, he not gonna take it well. He's not gonna take this well. When he finds out that Glock is blowing her back out, Glock, that mean he knocked that shit out of the box. Isn't that right, Glock? Glock was he's on the job. So as long as Glock was in there beating that up, they had to get rid of Bob Lazar because they thought he was mentally unstable. And once he found out that his girl was tapping Glock. So that's why he started to be discredited. Not that he was releasing information, even though he took him to the site, he still wasn't releasing any actual information. So check this out. Well, let me share the screen. So let me read the story first. So a group of military whistleblowers testified under oath that they've seen UFOs, that the U.S. intelligence community has tried to cover it up. 3 Navy and Air Force veterans testified Tuesday morning on Capitol Hill at the 3rd Congressional hearing on unidentified anomalous phenomena, UAPs, the new term for UFOs since 2023. During the hearing, Congressman Eric Burleson of Missouri showed shocking, never-before-seen footage of a UFO being struck by a Hellfire missile from a U.S. military drone on October 30th, 2024. Just less than a year ago, this happened. So check this out. Let me share the screen. so y'all can see. You can see what I can see. Hold on, where'd it go? Oh, wait a minute. All right, there it is. All right. So check this out. Come on, all the advertisements.
When the island speaks.
Pina colada. Pina colada.
Lazy
Come on.
water slide, cliff jumping water slide.
Poolside bar. Water
Are
slide.
you kidding me?
Jumping water slide.
Water slide.
It's time to escape to the great life with Norwegian Cruise Line. And escape to the...
This is ridiculous. Come on, man. Damn. Play the video.
Experience the
Wow, come on with the advertisement. Shit.
Spectrum. Catch every first down and touch.
Why nobody want to see your damn?
Who takes home the glory?
Go to your
With
damn
Spectrum and ESPN.
shit, man.
You can get all the action. Get Spectrum.
I'm not jumped to the conclusion that I believe that there are, aliens coming from another planet. But I'm open to that. And I think that it's our responsibility, especially when we're seeing that we have a government that is actively blocking information from us. This video is of an MQ-9 drone tracking an orb or this object off the coast of Yemen. You'll see that another MQ-9 launched a Hellfire missile.
I think what the American people should think when seeing
Oh,
that video.
I want you to see that again. Watch
along
this.
With others before me.
Launched a Hellfire missile.
Did you see that? Watch it. Watch it again.
Think when seeing.
You'll see that another MQ-9 launched a Hellfire missile.
I think
now, if you saw it when it launched, first, what up? Man, all these damn advertisements. Jesus Christ, man. That's why nobody go to your goddamn website. Shit. None but fucking advertisements every fucking where, man. Seriously. This is ridiculous. Hold on. All right. So this website sucks. Straight up. So so if you saw it, let me try to play it one more time if I can. Come on, man. Come on, play.
Introducing the greatest.
Oh my God. Damn.
On Great Stirrup Cay.
This is ridiculous.
This is the greatest pool you've ever seen life. And the epic water park life. It's where you can experience the whoa life.
These bitches and their commercials are with the bullshit. Straight up. God damn, I hate commercials.
The great life is waiting. Escape to the
Come
incredible.
on. You're fucking kidding me right now. Let's go.
New Great Stirrup Cay. Only with Norwegian Cruise Line.
I'm not jumped to the conclusion that I believe that there are, aliens coming from another planet. But I'm open to that. And I think that it's our responsibility, especially when we're seeing that we have a government that is actively blocking information from us. This video is of an MQ-9 drone tracking an orb or this object off the coast of Yemen. You'll see that another MQ-9 launched a Hellfire missile.
I think.
Now, first off, why are you firing missiles at it? It's not hostile. See what I'm saying? This is the problem. Why are they firing missiles at the damn thing? It's not hostile. It doesn't nothing to you. Why are you shooting at it? And even after you shot at it, it didn't shoot back, which shows you again it's not hostile. Bitch ass motherfuckers, man. This is what I'm talking about, man. These motherfucking Caucasian people in the government, all you do, war. Unconnected ass motherfuckers. Unconnected. These are highly advanced beings. You think they're going to come over here, nigga, just to fight your ass? But did you notice when the missile hit it, the Hellfire missile hit it, the motherfucker split. It broke in half. It bounced off of it, so it obviously had a force field. The the spaceship or whatever it had, the UFO had a force field on it. It looked just like the scene from Independence Day. Has anybody, you guys remember the first Independence Day with Will Smith when they first tried to attack the big ass UFO? Remember that shit? They tried to attack the big ass UFO, and the big UFO had the force field. But when they shot the missiles at it, all the small ones came out. Remember? And then they started shooting at the small ones, but the small ones also had the force field on it. And when they hit it, the thing tumbled. When they would hit the damn thing, it would hit the force field with the missile. It would tumble and spin like that, and then regain and then fly off again. It looked exactly like that. That's exactly what this should look like right here. Look, let's see it again.
What the American people
drone tracking an orb or this object off the coast of Yemen, you'll see that another MQ-9 launched a Hellfire missile.
So, real quick, I'm gonna play it again and let y'all see it. But it broke in half. If y'all didn't see, pieces of the missile broke. It split. It split the Hellfire missile, right? So watch the pieces. The pieces of the missile get caught up in the force field of the UFO and start following it all over the place. As the shit is going, like the pieces are following it like this in the back. So watch this. Oops.
I think what the American people should think when seeing
go
that
back.
video, along with others before me.
MQ-9 drone tracking an orb or this object off the coast of Yemen. You'll see
Watch the pieces.
that another MQ-9 launched a Hellfire missile.
See the pieces following it? Look. Did you see
that
it?
video?
Again,
along with others
watch the
before
pieces
me,
behind it following it.
I think what the American people should think.
9 launched a Hellfire
Damn, hits.
missile.
Boom, look
I
at the
think what
pieces.
the American people
Look at 'em.
should think when seeing that video, along with others before me, is that there is something out there, and we should know as the people what it is.
Has RO, the Air Force, or the FBI ever followed up with you personally about the Red Square event?
I did have follow-up by Aero, nothing with the Air Force. They let me know that they were unable to locate any records, that the records had been destroyed by the Air Force.
Our federal government has a history of destroying records. Are you scared for your safety?
That's a complicated question. So being here today, if I say the wrong word, technically I can be charged with espionage. Espionage is a death penalty. Whistleblowers have faced it.
Experience.
So, boom. So you should go watch the hearing, because you should hear dude's account of what happened. Of how he was standing, he was at the base. He was tasked with investigating the UFOs and shit. He didn't believe it. And one day while he was at one of the bases out in the desert or whatever, he saw one of them shoot up in the air. And he said, then it merged into a pyramid, an equilateral pyramid, basically like my Magus 9 symbol that I have with the eye, the pyramid, and the light coming out of it with the eye in it. That's what it looked like. He said it was a big, beautiful, bright light in the center of a pyramid, and it was spinning pyramid, right? And then he said it shot up even more. Once the light merged with the pyramid, the triangle, the equilateral triangle, then it shot up in the air. And then he said, if you didn't know what you had if you hadn't just seen it come together and do what it did, you would think it was a shooting star. That's how big it was. So homeboy had crazy ass accounts. He says Hellfire diabolical. Yep. So they set themselves up. Now knowledge of their defense can be studied by the aliens. Yep. But the aliens already knew. They was already able to shut down their weapons already. The aliens already know about their weapons. Our weapons are primitive to compared to what they got. That shit is like trying to shoot a toothpick through a slingshot at a giant. That motherfucker gonna feel that shit. So this is what it says. It says 3 Navy and Air Force veterans testified Tuesday morning on Capitol Hill, the 3rd Congressional. I said that part. Hold on. The The black and white video captured the 100-pound class air-to-ground presentation weapon bouncing off the mysterious orb, which continued traveling at extreme speeds off the coast. The witness, Jeffrey Nusatelli, a former Air Force military police officer for 16 years, called the new video exceptional evidence of the existence of UFOs. He and other men disclosed how they saw multiple types of strange, unexplained craft while on duty, including giant triangles, glowing cubes larger than a football field. A cube larger than a football field. And the infamous tic-tac shaped vehicle spotted over the Pacific Ocean. Along with their eyewitness accounts, two of the veterans claimed that the U.S. government has attempted to keep their incidents a secret, allegedly threatening witnesses to stay quiet and blacklisting at least one of the veterans. So they were there. They told all that shit. And so having George Knapp on the panel is huge because he's the oldest or one of the oldest living UFO conspiracy theorists. Not a conspiracy. I guess it is. Some of it is, but he's been talking about this shit the longest. Him and Bob Lazar. He's the one that, again, who introduced Bob Lazar. So having him on the panel, they're basically telling you extraterrestrials exist. Again, this is called soft release. This is the soft notice. They can get on the news and breaking news. Aliens exist. We have one coming to you right now. Phil, what is his name? What is your name, sir? He said his name is Gluglock. Gluglock, how did you get here? He said he came here thousands of years ago. He's been here. He's been watching us. What the? You've been watching us, Gluglock? So this motherfucker, that's express notice. Is to bring Gluglock to the 11 o'clock news. Start questioning. They're giving you soft notice. They've been doing this since 2020. They've been telling you. They've been releasing this shit since 2020. That was like the first time they came out and said this shit. Where they released actual footage from the government. Where they released that shit. So, you say Gluglock is crazy work. Straight up. They got Gluglock in the closet. He back. You ever see man, have you ever, what's that movie with the alien that talked regular? Paul? Have y'all ever seen Paul? That's what they got. Paul's funny as shit, first off. Goddamn. Paul is a funny ass movie. If you never seen Paul, you have got to see Paul. That movie is so fucking funny. But and it's who is it? Who is doing the voice? What's homeboy name? Oh man, Rogan? Is it Seth Rogen? I think it's Seth Rogen is doing the voice. That shit is so funny, especially when they start smoking weed. When he get them to smoke weed, oh, that shit is fucking funny, man. So if you haven't seen Paul, go see Paul. Funny movie. But Paul had crashed to Earth a long time ago, and they just had Paul sitting up. He was a part of the government, giving them information and shit, technology. They had this basically just using him for experiments and shit. So they had been known about him. Then he escaped from the government. So go watch Paul. That shit was funny as hell. He says, Kev, Ancient Aliens released it in 2017 episode of the Akashic Records. Okay. Yeah, Ancient Aliens used to break some shit off. Straight up. Google, I'm gonna say now, if y'all shoot at my shit one more time. Google, I say, y'all shoot at my shit one more time, bitch. That's your ass, nigga. Glock, hilarious, man. Hey, look here, man. They got Glock somewhere chilling, and they're gonna let us know at some point that he exists. So moving along, excuse me. Scientists claim life on Earth was not random. So I talked about this last week, but there was a new article this week. because the last one just said that it was a random thing, or it was impossible, or not impossible, but it's one of the far-stretched theories that to think that life could randomly just come together like it has now. Like just cells out of nowhere just came together and formed all the order that you see in the world today. That it was highly unlikely is what they said last week. Now in this one, this week, they're going even further. They're diving deeper into it. So it says a wild new theory has claimed the origins of life on Earth were delivered by aliens who were terraforming the planet into a habitable world billions of years ago. Now, again, I did the story last week, and this is where they cut me off. I can't show it again today. I can't show it today because Disney gonna cut me off again. But the movie Mission to Mars, I showed it to you last week. If you didn't see it, go to the Rumble episode I did last week. It's on there because YouTube took the episode down, but it's on Rumble. Go look at the end. It's the last part of the live stream. I'm showing that video of how the aliens on Mars, they were in the face on Mars. We all know about the face and the pyramids up there being a replica, or Giza Plateau down here being a replica of that platform, that plateau up there. And so the face opens up, they go in, they meet the alien shows them a holographic video of how the aliens created humans and seeded the earth with their spores. They put a spore on a ship, they put their DNA, nigga took his DNA out of his body, threw it on there and showed his DNA. Then they showed the DNA, they put it in a ship, and then the ship went to Mars. And then the ship went down. The ship went to Earth, and then the ship flew down into the ocean and released the goddamn DNA. And then it became a one cell, and became an amoeba, and all the rest of that. And grew on Earth, climbed out of the water, all of that shit. That's what happened. That's what's talked about in the Zechariah Ascension shit, in the ancient tablets, the tablets of creation, or the Enuma Elish, the Anunnaki tablets, the Sumerian tablets, the Enuma Elish. Boom. Got it right here. So again, they telling you the real. So let's see what science is saying about it, because the movie's already told us. And then in the movie, is it a coincidence? Because what happened was they went to Mars, and then they left a person on Mars, and then they had to go back. Guess what they left on Mars? The brother, Don Cheadle. They left Don Cheadle up on Mars, and Don Cheadle, when they came back, he was the one that figured out how to get into the face with the music, because you had to get into there by vibration, by playing music, certain song, vibration, frequency. So he figured that shit out. But the brother was left on Mars, and when he came back, he had that fucking afro, that half afro, half braids in his hair, like Martin on Najee Ramba. When Martin was a cult and shit, and he was worshiping Najee Ramba. Najee Ramba was it a bowling ball or something? Najee. So shout out to Martin for Najee Ramba. But that shit was hilarious. But that's what Don Cheadle looked like when they went back to Mars. Now, you think it's a coincidence that they left the black dude, the melanated dude on Mars, where we originally came from? And the original people who were created by the aliens were the melanated people? Coincidence. Just a coincidence. That's all. Nothing but a coincidence. So, not a coincidence. But that shit was funny. But Don Cheadle, he was the botanist. He came up there. He was not the botanist. He was able to. Well, I think he did plant some. He had some plants and shit. He found out how to work with Mars. He found out how to terraform Mars or whatever. Found out how to eat. So he was chilling. He basically became one with the ecosystem up there. So shout out again, showing you what was up. Basically, it was in his DNA. When Cain killed Abel and said to God, the people are gonna take revenge on him, he was talking about us. Okay. Is that Interstellar? Is that the Interstellar movie? No, that's Mission to Mars. Mission to Mars with Gary Sinise, Tim Robbins, who else is famous? So Gary Sinise, Tim Robbins, and Don Cheadle. I don't know who the girl is. She's pretty famous though. She was in the Gladiator movie. She was the chick. She was she was Joaquin Phoenix's sister in the Gladiator movie, who he was trying to tap. He wanted to tap, disgusting motherfucker. He wanted to tap his sister. So the girl in the Mission to Mars played Joaquin Phoenix's sister in Gladiator. But no, it's not on Netflix. Is it on Netflix? No, it's on YouTube. The full movie. It's on YouTube. You can find it. And then I played you guys the Red-Handed movie. I don't know if they cut me off of that one, but I played you the Red-Handed movie, the beginning of Red-Handed, about the Moloch shit. Do y'all remember last week when I played you the beginning of the Red-Handed movie and they talked about Moloch and the offering of the children as a pay homage to Moloch? Did y'all see that? Y'all didn't see it? It's on the video. Y'all gotta go to Rumble and watch the video. I showed you the movie Red-Handed. Let me see. Let me see if I can play it in parts. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see if I can get it. Let me see. Hold on. Where is it? See, they don't want to just bring it straight up. Hold on. I got to put movie. Red-Handed movie. Damn. Where's the full movie? Did they take it down? Oh, here it is. All right. So real quick, this is the beginning. I got to see this. This is just the beginning. Valley of Hinnom, Canaan, 1270 BC. Moloch. The demon god of Canaan ruled over the accursed land. The Canaanites offer their firstborn to ensure a favorable harvest. Youngins offerings, youngin offerings. That's best way I can code it. Ensure favorable harvest. Ensure favorable harvest. Children were burned in the region's notorious lake of fire. Pagan priests sounded the shofar. That's the shofar. That's SHOPHAR, shofar, to drown out their screams. And here's the depiction of them sacrificing to Moloch, which is depicted as the bull. Again, Chicago Bulls. Michael is also a derivative of Moloch, just like Malcolm and Malik. All of those are derivatives of Moloch. So Michael, Chicago Bulls, now you know why he's the GOAT. Also, Moloch is depicted also as the Capricorn. He's also equated with Capricorn, which is the GOAT. See, all this adds up. That's why Michael Jordan is not the real goddamn greatest of all time. It's Kobe. He was engineered for this Moloch shit. So all y'all Moloch worshipers, y'all go right ahead and worship that bitch ass nigga Michael Jordan. But he ain't the goddamn god of basketball. It's Kobe. No. But see, you see this red, and you see all this stuff that the pedo sacrifice, all that stuff. The Khazars. So this is the Khazars. All of the children of Canaan would not perish in the flames. Others were forced to drink from his chalice. Then they were marked by the fang of the serpent and were kept alive. So this is where the whole movie starts, and they in the first one in the movie starts off with them taking one of the kids. So y'all go watch that. What'd you say? Go, God damn it. That's right, baby. That's right, Roger Rose. We just gonna keep that up there for a little bit, dog. We just gonna keep that up there, baby. But so you see what's going on with the people. And now they're saying that, hold on, where'd it go? Now they're saying that we were created by some aliens. So let me finish this article real quick. So Robert Andreas, a scientist from Imperial College London, said that the building blocks of life on Earth might be too complex to have formed naturally, meaning they would have needed something or someone to help kickstart the process. This idea, known as direct panspermia, that's what it's called, directed panspermia, suggests that aliens might have sent microbes or simple life forms to Earth to propel evolution forever, changing humanity's view of where life comes from. Really? Now, again, Zachariah Ascension been talking about this shit forever. It's written in the Innumerable List. Mission to Mars had it right in the goddamn movie that I just showed last week that I can't show you now because Disney's gonna strike me, bitch. But they've been telling you for a long time, and it's been on Ancient Aliens since Ancient Aliens came on. I've been watching Ancient Aliens literally since the beginning, since before it was Ancient Aliens, before when they had that guy just as a contributor on the Science Channel, the Science and History Channel. He was just a contributor on topics, on videos they would do regarding ancient civilizations and their cosmogony, meaning their their story of the stars, of how everything was created. And so he would come on there and be breaking that shit off. Then he was like, "Oh, nigga, you crazy as fuck. You need your own show." And that's how he became famous. But yeah, he was only a contributor at first. So it says Andreas theorized that this would have happened around 4.2 billion years ago, shortly after Earth cooled and water formed, with extraterrestrials potentially using a spacecraft or probes to deliver microbial starter kits to the young planet. Again, in the damn movie. In the movie. And in the Zachariah Ascension calls them shams, these little small spacecraft that they use to go back and forth from Earth to Mars on a more frequent basis. He called them shams. SHAM. So the scientists added that the natural formation of life without any help was unlikely because the amount of chemical order needed to form the first simple cells would have been too much to come together in just 500 million years. This theory could rewrite current science by challenging the traditional view that life emerged from a chemical soup through chance, suggesting instead an international act by an unknown intelligence. Yes, we are all aliens, derivatives, so to speak. We are all alien derivatives. Ancient Aliens is really good. Yep. What's this? Oh, wait. What's the show with Leonard Nimoy? Oh man, I got it in my damn. I got one of his in the Dragon video. I got one of his excerpts from my Dragon video is actually in there. What was Leonard Nimoy shit called? Damn, man. Now I'm mad. Now you got me mad. What was it called? No, damn it. What was it? Y'all don't have it? Nobody has it? Nobody has it? Come on, man. Going. Is what'd you say? I can't see. My eyes is going out. Search. What is that? Assist Jewish oral circumcision, known as the Metzia. What is that? Bippe? Is that Metzia Bippe? Is a traditional practice where a model or excuse me, a mole. Is that a mole? Where they suck the blood out of the penis. Yeah, that's the circumcised, and they to cut the supposedly to stop the blood. They suck the blood out of the penis. Yeah. Says when they speak like this, they're talking about themselves, not us. But they think they're the beginning, so they include everyone, but they burn in the sun. But they burn in the sun, so they can't be from this planet. Well, they just have that melanin is recessive in them. Now, there's stories that the Nordic extraterrestrials, they intervened in some of the Caucasians and mixed their DNA in. So we are truly different extraterrestrials, melanated people being from the melanated Anunnaki, or what they call the Anunnaki. Again, Anu was another word for Saturn. So Anunnaki would be in what is it? Anunnaki means from those who came to Earth. So it would be like those who came to Earth from Saturn. So we are descendants of those people who did that experiment. And then some people say, and this is true, that Caucasian people are our descendants, but they were tampered with by the Nordics. And this is how you get a mixture of the Caucasian people today. Is they're part us and part Nordic. So there's a lot of them are descendants of us from the recessive gene, as melanin lights up, because that happens. Because I got two church shoe black homies. My homeboy and his wife, they're church shoe black, and they had an albino baby, completely white with green eyes, blonde hair, motherfucker, pale as shit. pale as hell. Well, he came from two church shoe black. Church shoe black. You understand me? My neighbor, my sister's best friend, her parents was church shoe black, and we used to call her albino. I know it was bad. We was kids, but we used to call her albino all the time. We was kids. God damn it. But her parents was like, can you not call her albino, please? It makes her feel bad. We was like, sure. Hey, albino, what up, girl? Where you at, albino? Where was you at the other day, albino? We was killing. But yeah, we was bad. But so apparently extraterrestrials created us. Now you got the main ones who created life, which were the Anunnaki. They're the ones who created us all as a being. And then the Nordic aliens came in and mixed their DNA in at some point in time along the down the timeline. He says albino. Yep. Albinos created by black people are natural. Yeah. He says closet black is really dark. Nigga, it's the darkest you ever seen in a closet. That's the blackest black that there ever is. He says, Kev, hit that on the Arkells. Wait, Kev, hit that on the Arkells. What you talking about? What Arkells? I'm talking. That's the politicians. That's them politicians who be doing that shit. And so the reason I showed that last week was because of the Trump is taking out, he's putting in military prosecutors. He's taking out the prosecutors and the judges, or he's trying to move them out of the way, because he's saying that the satanic cults that go on and the pedo crowds, that pedo cult that goes on in Washington D.C. The reason no one ever gets caught is because the judges and the prosecutors are all part of the same group. So Trump is taking out those prosecutors and putting in JAG lawyers, which is, you know, the JAG Corps, the military lawyers, and going to try to get those cats prosecuted. And so then they showed the underground tunnels also last week. This is on Redacted. You can find it from Redacted last week. But they put on the underground, they put the underground tunnels on there, which I said, I've been there. I've been in those tunnels. Not all the way in the darker ones. I've been in some of the, most of the light ones. I found the door to the light one. We went down that bitch. It was too goddamn dark. And me and my ex-girl, first she was really like, hell no. And then I was really like, after she was like, and I went in, I looked down, I was like, yeah, hell no. So we both said hell no to going down the super dark one. But we went down the light. We went down all the other ones. So that's where they traffic, allegedly, that's where they traffic the children to these different spots. And there's 10 miles worth of underground tunnels. So that's why I showed this Moloch thing last week. And I was just showing you again this week to show you that this shit is on YouTube. They're showing you out in the open. Now, go watch this movie and tell me that they're not talking about Washington, D.C., especially at the very end when the actual sacrifice is going on. That's really when they get into it. The actual sacrifice at the end, holy shit. It's, man, that's all I'm saying. That's all I can say. Because of bitch tube, you already know. So moving along, still in the science and the weird, explorers discover a giant door hidden in the mountains, and people are convinced it's ancient aliens doorway. It's an ancient alien doorway. So let me see. Hold on. Let me see if I can find this doorway. Let's see, because you guys see if you guys can see it. Okay, here it is. So I got to show it to you guys. Hold on. Let me share the screen. All right, here we go. And damn, these advertisements. All right. So check this out. This is an alien doorway that was found in Kazakhstan. Alien doorway. So again, it says, explorers discover giant doorway hidden in the mountains, and people are convinced it's ancient aliens. For centuries, humans have been scouring the universe for some kind of evidence of extraterrestrial life. Now, social media users think it's finally been found, or think it's finally been found right here on Earth. On Reddit, footage emerged of explorers in front of a giant doorway located in the, what is that? Zungarian Alatau mountains of Kazakhstan. So this is the doorway. Check it out. I think it's big. So you see how big, you can see how big it is because this is the human. There's a human in front of it. So look how big this bitch is. That's just crazy, right? Now, why is this important? So let me read the story for a second. Again, let me go back up. Like something from an epic movie scene, the 30-second clip shows the stunned explorers searching for a way in. One stunned Reddit user commented that the doorway is proof of ancient aliens, while another asked if there's an alien spaceship hiding there. Excuse me, hiding there. Others compared it with the beginning of the first Tomb Raider game and the doors of the Durin from the J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings. It also appears to bear similarities with the vast entrance of Jabba the Hutt's palace in the Star Wars film Return of the Jedi. So this is what, and then they show this right here, that the two doors, this super giant, because that's what that's the size of the guy standing in front of the door. Now, Could this be a giant alien doorway? Again, the Nephilim being here and all the rest of that, the giants. Now, check this out. Let me see if I can find. I got to stop sharing the screen. So we go back to this. Now, I was just watching this not too long ago. Check this out. Hold on. Where is it? Where is it? Just watching it this morning. So you got to see this. This is very important. Oh, here it is right here.
The fifth kind. Check out our official website at www.thefifthkind.com. That is Genesis 6. When the human population on earth began to grow, and daughters were born to them, the Bene Elohim saw that the daughters of men were beautiful, and took any of them they chose. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterwards, when the Bene Elohim went to the daughters of men, and had children by them. These were the heroes of old, men of renown.
Now, whether he goes to the Genesis 6 story, or the Greek story, or the story from the book of Enoch, which expands the Bible story from Genesis 6, what we're looking at is stories of hybridization. And their explanation for these giant hominids is that there was some hybridization happening between Homo sapiens and something else. The giants were the result.
The Homo sapiens and the Anunnaki. These were the first beings that was created by them, or some of the first beings that where they first got started to get to the human level. There were a bunch of experiments going on. This is why you got a bunch of depictions of different species that are crossbred on hieroglyphics back in the day. A bird with a crab, or a crab with a bird head, or shit like that. These were the experiments allegedly going on to get to the human. They didn't just one day just create a human. They had to go through a bunch of experiments to get to the human, and so they had to go through a bunch of fails. And then supposedly the flood was to wipe out all of their failures, all of the different creatures that they had created on the earth, so that they can just start with humans, the final creation that they created. So they were trying to wipe out all of the other creations that they did with the flood. All the Cyclops and the giants and all the rest of that shit. They were trying to kill all those beings on the planet with the floods. So, and then just give the planet over to us. That's why I say the God gave the planet over to its creation, to its children to rule over. That was us, the final being of the creation from the Anunnaki. So here it is.
The hybrid claim is part of the Minoan story, Norse story, Celtic, Vedic, Greek, and biblical narratives, with the earliest written narrative of human hybridization existing in the Sumerian Epic of Gilgamesh. In 2002, a U.S. Special Operations Unit, the Army Green Berets, encountered a giant hominid in the Kandahar Mountains of Afghanistan. Their engagement with the giant left one of the unit dead, and the story of this engagement echoed through the rank and file of the Allied forces. The background to this story is that a military unit had gone missing in the Kandahar mountain range of Afghanistan. The Army Green Berets is an elite military unit, and it was sent in to hopefully locate and retrieve the missing unit. They'd received no troops in combat notification. The unit had just gone silent and gone missing. Either they could be located and retrieved, or at least the Green Berets would find out what had happened to them. Well, they flew out to within 4 clicks of the last known location of that unit and searched for several days before they began finding evidence of the unit's presence in that area. And as they followed a mountain trail, they began to find bits and pieces of military equipment, and then fragments of military uniform, and then fragments of bone. Primed for a potential ambush, the Green Berets arrived on a plateau surrounded by cave entrances. Having taken a defensive position, the unit is met by a huge spear shot out of one of the caves, impaling Dan, one of the Green Berets. Suddenly, the assailant runs out of the cave, screaming and howling. a red-headed, red-bearded man of about 12 to 13 feet tall. The giant man pulls the spear out of Dan's body, only to be gunned down by 30 seconds of artillery fire. Two helicopters were sent out to retrieve Dan's body and the body of the giant, who it was noted was red-haired, had 6 fingers on each hand and 6 toes on each foot. Now, this account has been publicly confirmed by the C-130 pilot who flew the giant's remains out of that location and ultimately to a research facility. And all this information was part of the original after-action report. Having filed its after-action report, the Green Berets unit was required to rewrite the report and to sign non-disclosure agreements to classify the details of the encounter.
So, you see? Boom. So what'd you say? What'd you say, Roger? Says, oh my good, oh my good. That really happened. I heard about it, but never again until now. Yeah, man. The Gilgamesh dude, the Gilgamesh giant. So says, could the flood be symbolic of the bio warfare? They were flooded within the air, water, and no, they really flooded this bitch. No, it's evidence of floods all over this bitch. Absolutely. They flooded this bitch. The aliens wanted to restart whatever they had left on the planet. They wanted to wipe it out and restart over. So they wiped out all their old creations. This is why in the olden days, like on pottery and shit, you'll see humans along with dinosaurs and shit like that. I mean, a whole bunch of shit going on. They had experiments they had going on. And then eventually when they finally got the perfect, they call the human, the Adama from the ground, the one fashioned from the ground, then they wiped out all the other ones and gave the earth to us to rule over. And then look what the fuck we did with it. Great. Thanks, Anunnaki. He says, A&E was the creation of the whites while they were cracking each other upside down the head with rocks and graping each other in the mountains. We had a civilization and culture of thousands. Yeah, we did, for sure. Yep. That's true. That is absolutely true. But you see what's going on now. So that's why I showed you now that big door. Hold on, let me see if I can go back. So that big doorway I was showing you guys from this right here. So bam, now look at this big ass doorway that they talking about. Now that's a big ass doorway, actual doorway in the mountain. What the fuck is that doing there? What is that doorway doing there? And what's on the other side? That's what I want to know. What's on the other goddamn side? That's what I need to know. Because yeah, it does look like the look. This is other pictures of the doorway. Look how big that shit. Look how small this dude is compared to that doorway. Whoever was going through that doorway was huge, or a ship or something was going through it. That's either a doorway for a ship or a huge ass dude or a woman. But that shit is huge right there in the side of the mountain. So they don't have the footage of it. But so this is the region it's in right here in these mountains. So again, Afghanistan, Kazakhstan, not too far apart. Why are giants in those regions? In the stands. Afghanistan, Kazakhstan. Why are they in the stands? Why are they over there in the mountains over there? Again, Anunnaki. This is all the region when the Anunnaki were. When they were creating us. This is why their first experiments would be in that region. And probably some of them that didn't get wiped out. Not everybody, not all of them perished. You couldn't be 100% sure that you got all the goddamn creations that you made when you wiped out the planet. Of course not. So some of them still exist, and they walking around this bitch. and that's a big ass doorway they found to it. So more evidence that you were created by beings not of this planet. One day. One of these days they're gonna let it loose, but they're already letting it loose. The people who are aware, you're aware, you know, and the people who don't, you just gonna remain stupid and ignorant and dumb. So moving along, in nigga news, last thing I got in nigga news, sorry, Memphis, Tennessee, it's over for y'all. Trump says he'll send the National Guard to the deeply troubled Memphis. Oh shit. Goddamn, baby. So it says Trump is going to Memphis with the National Guard on the okay of the governor. President Donald Trump said Friday that he will send National Guard troops to Memphis, Tennessee as part of his push to combat crime. The president said on Fox and Friends that he wanted to replicate the results of his deployment of the National Guard in Washington, D.C. This is Trump. Memphis is deeply troubled. We're going to fix that. We're going to fix it. Just like we did in Washington, D.C. You're going to see a police state. This is what's going down. You're seeing a police state being slowly implemented into America based off of what melanated people have done. Like, you let it get to this point. And also Democrats, really Democrats let it get to this point. But melanated people, bad behavior starts internally. Inside, not externally. It starts with you, in the house, in your brain, in your mind, in your soul, in your spirit. And what you were taught in the house, and then as well, what you get when you leave the house. But that starts in the house. And if you got some crazy ass, unruly ass kids, that's because you ain't putting the smash down in the house. And you don't have to hit them, but you got to discipline them. I believe in discipline. I don't necessarily believe in hitting as discipline. Not all the time. Not even most of the time. That should be spared so that they know when you pull that out, you was serious. Because if you start hitting them all the goddamn time, then that just becomes it becomes like static noise. They don't hear it at some point. So you got to pull the smack out at special times when them motherfuckers really fuck up. Otherwise, you got to do some mental haberdashery on them. You got to get into their mind and know what they likes, know how they work. And you got to get at them that way. But so because it's out of control, Trump is allowed, or he's being allowed, technically being allowed to implement this military government with the assistance of the governors and the mayors, the Democratic ones who couldn't control the goddamn people who they were voted for to rule. I mean, to not rule, but to govern. So they can't deal with them. So now they got to call in the federal government. Now, I would like to say, you can say it was all organic, but no, this seems like a plan. Drive the crime way up in the hood to where nobody can live, nobody can walk around no more. Businesses have to leave. They have to lock up shit on the stores. Crazy shit. Random people just getting killed for no reason, just walking down the street. So when that happens, what do you got to do? Well, you need more programs. You need more incentive programs. You need more out of school, back to job school, blah, 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 blah. Nigga, that ain't about to do shit for a nigga who wants your goddamn bike, who wants your car right now. What you gonna tell him? Hey, bro, we don't want my car. You want a program that's going to get at the root problem of why you need my car. You don't really want that shit, man. Come on, man. Look, I got a program down here, man. We're going to stick you in that program. It's going to take you about 3 years. Once you get out of the program, you're going to be well. You're going to have an apartment. You're going to be 3 years. Motherfucker, if you don't get your bitch ass out this car right now, nigga, I'll fucking get, boy. You got 3 seconds. Get your bitch ass out this car. That's the only 3 that's going on today. 3 fucking years. That's what they want you. We get program. We had programs and programs upon programs, job this and that. Now get the fuck out of here. Those evil there is evil people and there are good people. And just because these motherfuckers are the way they became that way was fucked up, but that doesn't mean they're not evil at this point in time. You got to deal with that. No matter how they got there, they're there. They've gotten to the destination. They're at Wally World, goddammit. You understand? They went through a whole lot of shit to get to Wally World, but goddamn it, they at Wally World now, motherfucker. They own the rides. Anybody know that reference? You old school as shit. If you know Wally World, what's Wally World? Anybody know Wally World? And the shit that it took to get to Wally World? Does anybody know? No one knows Wally World. Wait, what'd you say? He says all love to do. Oh, all you have to do, excuse me, is to take away something they like to do, because my 5 siblings and I were outside children and thought we could. Man, y'all in these abbreviations. What, we could die? Oh, we could die when one of us couldn't go outside. Oh, okay. Basically, if they kept your ass in the house, you love to go outside. So when your parents told you couldn't go outside, you thought you was gonna die. Yeah. Now I was an in the house person, so you tell me I can't go outside. I was like, but you take my TV away, I want to kill everybody in the house. See, different. Yeah, people different. I'm a TV motherfucker. You can take outside all away from me all day. I ain't give a shit. You take the TV away, fuck everybody in this bitch. Fuck everybody can die. Nigga, I was on some real shit. When you say Wally World, who got it first? Who got the Wally World first? No, not Eddie Murphy. The Griswolds. Somebody got it. Who was that? Dwayne Nix. The Griswolds. Baby, that's Vacation. Holiday Road. Oh, 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 Holiday Road. Oh. That's my shit. Vacation is funny as fuck. Chevy Chase was one of the funniest motherfuckers in the 70s and 80s, for sure. God damn, that motherfucker was funny. And Vacation was a hell of a funny ass movie. But God damn it. This is what's going on right now. So Trump has to come in to the cities and implement and put the smash down, because the politicians as well, the governments, the liberal governments in these cities, as well as the liberal parents who don't smack their kids up, who don't discipline their kids. You've allowed the system and the community to get this way to now they have to really come and put. I said this before Trump got elected. I said Trump is going to come in, no matter who elected, though, the crime is out of control, and whoever gets elected, they're going to have to come in and put the smash down to reestablish order. I said this shit over a year ago. I said this shit. Now we here, literally here. I said it verbatim. Now Trump he's going through the states with the National Guard. And if your ass is melanated or Hispanic, you getting snatched up. Because the court just ruled that he could racially profile for this is for illegal immigrants. But you think they're not going to use that for melanated? They've already been using it for melanated people. It's called pretextual stops. So racial profiling has already been legal, but now it's going to be real legal. And if your ass don't know the law to get out of that shit, just your common basic constitutional rights, how the hell are you going to get out of shit? You're going to be harassed all damn day. And they're going to keep moving to city. So they're staying in DC because the mayor wants it. They're going to Tennessee because Tennessee, the governor called him there. They're really trying to get to Chicago. They don't want them in Chicago because they don't want Chicago. They don't want people, or the people in Chicago doesn't want everyone to know how corrupt the government is in Chicago. That's why they don't want Trump in there. They don't want the Fed in there. The whole government in Chicago is fucked up. That includes the governor, the mayors, all the motherfuckers are fucked up. They the most corrupt motherfuckers ever. It's called the Windy City because of the politicians blowing hot air. They're windbags. That's why it's called the Windy City, not because it's not because they get hurricanes and shit or it's a lot of wind. It's because of the politicians being windbags. So that's why it's called the Windy City. So they don't want Trump in there because of that. But Trump eventually, because the crime is going to be out of control, he's going to Baltimore. He's going to Baltimore. He's going to be in Mississippi soon. He's going to all the places. So if you don't know your shit, that's going to be on you. And you can't say anything when that shit goes down. But if you have your tools, if you have everything that you need to get,
What if the real superpower was already inside you? The Great Book of Melanin Research reveals 130 years of scientific studies conducted by governments around the world on you. This isn't fiction. It's real research on melanin uncovering its superconductive, photoconductive, cell-protective, and DNA shielding abilities. Yeah, they've known for over a century. Why don't you? Order now and get the exclusive Police Stop Law Package free. That's the Know Your Rights Manual, Constitutional Rights Card, Qualified Immunity Notice and Card, Police Stop Flashcards Volume 1 and 2, the Public Official Bonds Book. Learn how to hold them personally accountable. This is power in your hands, biological and legal. They studied you. Now you study them. Click the link. Get the truth. Get protected. The Great Book of Melanin Research. It's time you knew what they know.
That's right. And you get the constitutional rights card with that. You get the qualified immunity notices. Boom, right there. You keep this in your car. You tell the officer, I don't answer questions, officer, when they pull you over. These three things right here: constitutional rights card, qualified immunity card with the notice. You hand that to a police officer. You say, I don't answer questions. Showing it's been working. People been using this and been getting off. Even people driving 90 miles an hour who shouldn't be driving 90 miles an hour, but they got off even though they shouldn't be driving 90 miles an hour, right? But again, you shouldn't be doing that. But this is what's going to be the future. Either you know your rights and you make the police officer stop, or you're going to be the victim. More of a victim than before, because they let crime get so much out of control, or perceptually out of control, meaning just it's been portrayed to be so out of control that they can come and implement this type of what is it? The term I'm looking for. It's not backlash, but what's the order to clean up the chaos. Remember, their motto is order ob chaos. So we create the order, we create the chaos, and then we offer you the solution, the order to bring the solution to bring order to the chaos. So this is their motive. This is what they do constantly. Says 90 miles an hour is reckless. Is reckless driving, my nigga. I didn't say I was the one who did it. The person who was driving 90 miles an hour, though, they used their constitutional rights cards and qualified immunity stuff and got off. The video is on my channel, so you can go see the video on my channel. But I said they shouldn't be doing that. That person knows. She knows she shouldn't be doing that. But she got off, though. So shout out, because these cars do work. So again, get over there. And then also make sure you get out here and get to the Know Your Rights Foundation and learn your rights.
Have you ever had an unwanted police encounter? Have you or your loved ones been terrified at a police stop and did not know what to do? Have you witnessed someone else's rights being violated at a police stop and wished you knew what to do? Well, wonder no more. You are not alone. At Know Your Rights Foundation, we teach our members to know police stop laws. Police are banking on your ignorance of the laws and will use that against you. Knowing the laws allows you to get home safely from a routine traffic stop that could spiral out of control because of lack of education. If your constitutional rights are violated, we educate you on how to get restitution from police officers and/or the city. Join us in this detrimental cause by contacting KYRF.org. Sign up today.
Sign up today. KYRF.org. Make sure you get in. We're teaching you the law for free. No one else is doing this in the world. Now, you see what's going on. You're going to need this. Now, we could be charging for this, but we're not, because you need it. And we need 1 million Johnny Cochrans out here to fight back. This is what's going to be the pushback against the system, is you joining organizations that put your rights to the forefront, securing your rights to the forefront. And that's the only thing that's going to happen, because They can come after you individually, but when you have an organization, a group of people who know the law as well as you, or even better, what they're going to do then? That knows the law better than them. That's what's coming. That's the future for you. So be a part of it now, because you're going to have to be a part of it at some point in time in the future, whether you know it or not. This is what's going to be changing in the community, is you knowing your rights and then asserting those rights so that you can get the goddamn popo off your ass, and it can be this is not a problem anymore. It's been a goddamn problem for ever since the beginning, but definitely since all through hip hop. That's all you got in all the hip hop songs, how much a goddamn problem the police officers are. Well, goddamn, get off your ass and solve the problem. Well, we're here for you to do that. So that's what I got for you. Again, order the Great Book of Melanin Research, the hard copy. You get all the police stop law packages. You get the whole police stop law package for free. But again, if you want us to teach you the law for free, get on over to knowyourrightsfoundation.org or KYRF.org. Sign up, and we will hook you up. Become a part of this giant growing law community that we're doing right now. And it's a great community. We have fun in here. Just so you know, we have fun. If you know me, then you know I can't be no fuddy-duddy. Nowhere, no way, no how. I'm not like, I can't do it. I can't do it. So we have fun. What I mean by that is we have fun while learning the law. And we do learn the law. We're very intricate in here. I'm very, very detail oriented. So you're not going to come in here and just bullshit and think you're going to get by. You're going to actually learn the law, and you're going to be proficient, and you're going to master it, or you're not going to get out of it. You're not going to get the certification. So again, get over here, get your certification. And the deal is you get back out and teach this to the community. So if you can handle that, which I'm sure a lot of you can, and also make sure you're motivated, you're self-motivated. If you're not self-motivated, sorry, don't bring your butt on over here. We're not, a lot of people come in here and then we give them an interview and they see a lot of the stuff that we have to do. And it's not a lot. You just have to sign up for a certain few platforms, because we do virtual classes and we do in live classes through Zoom. So you just have to sign up for all the platforms. A lot of people just think that's too hard just to sign up for. If you can't even sign up for platforms, how the hell you think you're going to assert your rights? That's ridiculous to me, that we just give you a certain few platforms just to sign up to. All you got to do is just go in there to sign up for the, nothing. You're already on some platforms already. But go in there to sign up to a couple of those so you can get the information that we're passing around, because these are the groups the platforms that we rock our groups in. But a lot of people can't even do that. They think that's too goddamn hard. If that's too hard, then learning your rights is going to be way too hard. And we don't, and if you don't get into those platforms, we call it the onboarding process. If you don't finish that, then we don't hit you back. Because if that's too hard, you damn sure ain't gonna be able to learn your rights if you just can't join a goddamn simple goddamn platform. So, but again, it's very easy. Get over here, make sure you fill out the application. We hit you back and get you in for the interview, and everything is gravy from there. So appreciate you guys for showing up today. I'm out of here after my vacation. Appreciate y'all. Got me a nice little tanny tan. Little tanny tan. But appreciate you guys for showing up. Thank everybody for hitting the Cash App. And you can always hit the Cash App throughout the week if you want to donate. Appreciate you guys. Make sure I got everybody. Man, I did. I got everybody. Thank you guys for the Cash Apps and all the love. Appreciate y'all. I'm out of here. Deuces. Thank you, all my moderators, too. Appreciate y'all for holding it down, man. Y'all funny as hell. Funny as hell. But appreciate y'all. I'm out of here. Deuces.